What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 30 of the Hive Mind podcast. 30 in a row. I'm curious if we're going to get to 52 in a row without missing a week. That would be quite the accomplishment, considering most podcasts have missed many weeks by this point.
That would be
Check us
almost a
out.
year.
What?
That would be almost a year.
52 weeks is a year, dog.
I know, but it's almost a year, and it actually is a year at the same time. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're on SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. Check us out there. You want to get started with the good news rather than the awful news?
We can't. Yeah. We can't start that off the awful news.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's 30 though. That's an accomplishment though.
Yeah, 30 in a row without missing a week.
We should take a minute and reflect on our success or something. I don't know how we would do that, but I feel like we should.
All right, that's enough. Okay. Anyway, so the Warcraft movie, that's probably going to be it was going to be probably the main topic, but then that other thing happened. But let's start off with that.
I think well, we have to address the guest thing first though, right?
Oh yeah. So I didn't want to do a guest this week because we were going to be talking about the Warcraft movie a lot, and hopefully our guest next week will have seen it by then. I don't know who our guest will be, but
you didn't think you could find anybody that had seen it?
No, it wasn't that. I just didn't want to bully a guest into talking about the Warcraft movie for a really long time, because we probably will, if that makes sense.
Oh, right.
I wanted to be if we have a guest on, I want the show to be a little bit about the guest, and I felt like this week it would be so much about the Warcraft movie that it would be a little awkward.
You think you have that much to talk? I guess we can talk about it.
I mean, I just assumed it would probably dominate a lot of this podcast.
Right. Okay.
What'd you think?
I'm not in the hate camp. Some people are, I mean, so what is Flickster and Rotten Tomatoes? It's 29, 30, 25%, somewhere around there. When I went on, I actually got a babysitter, fucking hoorah, and went on Friday to see it. The user reviews were 82 positive, so I was like, all right, so maybe this is just a critic hate thing. But I had some people on my Facebook and on my Twitter who were like, no, I was really meh about it, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go fucking check it anyway. And I'm not in the I have a hard time hating movies in general, because I typically take movies at face value. So I don't really hate a lot of movies. I've never really walked out of a movie, I don't think, that I've paid to see. But I wasn't. I can see where. Okay, well, I'll just answer for now. Didn't hate it. Enjoyed it. What did you think?
I would say similar. Yeah, I think I give it a 7 out of 10.
I was gonna give it an 8, but yes, okay.
Well, my 1 to 10 scale has been proven to be much more realistic and harsh than yours. If we are going to refer back to past.
Yeah, but 7 and 8 are fucking
7 and 8 are good. 7 out of 10 is a good movie that I would say, and I'm rating it a 7 out of 10, not from the stance of a Warcraft fan. If you're a fan of Warcraft, this movie is a fucking 9 out of 10, because it's got all the shit you'd want realized in film. But as a movie, trying to step away from the fact that it's Warcraft, I give it a 7 out of 10. And maybe I'm a little biased because I want fantasy movies to come back. I want medieval Lord of the Rings-esque style movies to be a thing, because they kind of aren't. So right. It makes me wonder if Warcraft is going to try and step into that vacancy, because really since Lord of the Rings, has there been there rarely is a movie that's swords, shields, magic, that kind of shit.
No, not yeah, but there are, but just not franchise movies.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm hoping that's what they're trying to do, is step into that void and be the Marvel of fantasy.
Right. Well, I saw for the numbers, I saw that I guess the budget was 160 million, and this, I guess I don't understand this about Hollywood, but somebody was saying if the budget's 160 million, then to me you would need 160 million dollars in profit to make it break even. So I guess that's not revenue. But anyway, what I saw was it needed to do 500 million worldwide to basically break even. And the last number I saw, they were at 277, and that was of like as of yesterday, because it fucking killed in China. Like,
Yeah, they said it was like the second biggest movie ever or something.
right, which is retarded. Like, I mean, I guess when they say that like China's, in all their earnings reports, like it was always that bullshit line about like, Asian markets and blah blah blah. I guess that's true because they just carried the fucking movie. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah,
it
I
is
think I
that
said that on the
much.
last podcast when we were talking about it, like how fantasy does better in the Eastern
Yeah,
markets.
I thought it went fast. Like I do see the critique about like how quick the story started. If I didn't know shit about the characters and about anything, I'd be like, damn, like they're moving along. You know what I mean? Like, did you feel that at the
Oh
beginning where
yeah, oh
they were
yeah,
just
it was
like,
that was definitely a thing. It's
here's
because
this
it's so
story and
much.
here's
There's
this.
so many characters and so much shit going on that they kind of have to.
Right, no, no, no. I got
Yeah. Oh
why.
yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying
but
that
it's
like,
definitely a thing.
yeah, if you don't know shit about that universe, you'd be like, holy fuck, slow down. You know what I mean? I think I don't know. But yeah, definitely was not part of the negative. I hope that I think that I mean they obviously set up sequels, right? And I'd be willing to bet that they follow pretty much the games. Like either they do like the Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3 stories, or they just skip right ahead to like BC content, I guess, and Arthas. I don't know. I don't know
So
what they're gonna
yeah,
do.
that's the thing, right? I wish. So part of me wishes that right off the gate they would have started with the Arthas story because I feel like that story in particular would be easy for, like, first of all the fans want to see that in film. Like that's like the story of Warcraft for sure.
Right.
But also I think it's a good story because it's not that like complicated really,
Right.
and I feel like that a typical like non-Warcraft player could see what was going on. So part of me wishes they went right off the bat with that one. But then I kind of see like maybe they iron the kinks out with these other like not so important like storylines so they don't mess up Arthas. So it makes me wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
If
but
you
yeah,
go,
but they can't ignore what they've set up. So like the second movie can't you have to have Gul'dan in it. You have to. I mean, from a
oh yeah,
non
no,
Warcraft.
they're on the path now. I'm saying that like if they were to have started like if we were going back in time, maybe they could have let off with the Arthas story because that's such a strong story. But maybe they just want to go down the timeline and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever, however many they want to make.
Yeah. I mean, assuming they stay profitable, I think that I definitely think there's going to be some lessons learned for them and for Duncan.
So
Um,
they had to cut out 40 minutes of the movie.
yeah, I heard that. Like,
I'm
why did
curious
why did they
what the
have to
40
though?
minutes they cut out were. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, but why did they have to? Like,
Probably
was it
because
just because
of
it would be a
movie run
2 hour, two and a
times.
half hour movie that no one would want to sit through?
No, it probably wasn't that. It probably has something to do with the theaters get really pissy if a movie is over a certain amount of time and it's
Oh, because they
like
don't
they
make as
won't
much.
run it as like for as long a time. Like cuz you got to think about it from the theater's perspective. They're trying to run as many movies and sell as many tickets as possible and if this movie's fucking 3 hours long,
Yeah,
unless
and they
unless
make
it's
money
like
from the
Lord of the
food.
Rings with this huge draw.
Right, and they make money from the food. They don't make money from like ticket sales. So, and you're not going to eat like fucking. You're not going to order three large popcorns. You know what I mean? You're only going to order one.
Yeah.
So, no, I get it. Well, I hope that then the fucking director's cut will have all this shit that the
I'm
fucking.
sure it will. So that's the thing with Blizzard is that this movie does not have like the movie itself doesn't need to make a killing. Like I'm sure they want it to be profitable obviously, but if the movie doesn't make a ton of money but they convert people that saw the movie into customers, like they're in a much different situation than most movies are.
Right.
They're almost in the Star Wars like situation where the movie is small change. It's the merchandising and all the other stuff that they're gonna make their money off of. It's the games. It's that stuff.
Right. You
So
know
if they
what?
can turn a Warcraft viewer into a Blizzard customer, then winner winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you they do. I bet SWTOR copies WoW, and then they start making movies too.
No.
Yep.
No, they won't.
That's my prediction.
That's not anywhere. The SWTOR, it's not anywhere. No. They're not going to
Fuck,
do that.
you fucking missed it. Never mind. Never mind.
I didn't get the joke.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
That's
SWTOR.
movie based on game, based on movie, not movie based on game. It's never mind.
I don't know. It just wasn't funny at all.
Let's move on.
I didn't know it was a joke because there wasn't anything funny about it.
It's because it fucking flew over your head like a 747. That's okay. It's all right. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah, I don't know, though. Do you think anyone actually sees this movie and then, like, wants to go play the games because they saw the movie?
Yeah,
I don't know
probably.
if that's a thing. You
I think so. Not a ton. No, nothing crazy.
Maybe kids.
But yeah, no, it's definitely gonna have an effect because people are gonna be like, "What's this Warcraft movie about?" And people will be like, "Oh yeah, it's about that game," and they'll like look in, like it's not like people aren't gonna see it and be like, "Gotta go play the Warcraft game," but just from hearing people talk about the movie and just knowing that it's a movie based on a game, it's just gonna spark up interest about it.
Well, and the I was worried that the CGI was gonna look like dog shit, because like in the one I saw like Thrall in the little trailer. I was like, what the hell? I was like, that looks like shit. But in the movie, it actually doesn't look that bad. Like
Yeah,
he
well, a
looks
lot of that
CGI,
is because in the trailers they're not actually done doing all the like CG work.
right, right. But it didn't look that bad, honestly.
No, the CG looked amazing. Like they definitely. So when they first announced that it was going to be a Warcraft movie with orcs, I think everybody's first like worry was, oh shit, they have to get the orcs right, and they nailed the orcs like 100%. The orcs are the fucking shit in that movie.
Right. Yes, they do look fucking amazing. Although I don't think I really know the Orgrim. Like, do we hear a lot about? I mean, I'm not a big lore guy, but do we hear a lot about Orgrim Doomhammer in WoW? Like,
Hey, he's a pretty big character, yeah.
in what expansion? Like, I don't remember. Was he in WoD? I don't remember. I don't remember a lot about him. Like,
I don't know if he was in WoD. I didn't pay that much attention, but I mean, Thrall's weapon is his hammer.
Right, the Doomhammer. Right, I got that, but I just didn't like. So in WoD we have Khadgar, obviously. And
He was a big figure in the Warcraft games, the RTS games.
Right. Okay. I just don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm sure he was in Warlords of Draenor because that was their whole thing about going back in time, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know.
Was he? I don't know. This is
Wow,
like somebody's gonna get fucking triggered off this discussion. But I remember like who are all the warlords? Black Hand is in WoD, obviously. There's who's the Kargath, which is the Blade Fist dude. There's Duratan and them and the Hellscreams. And
Yeah, the Hellscream.
I feel like I'm missing somebody. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Grom, you mean?
Yeah, Grom. I think Grom was in the movie, but he was like they didn't like make a big deal out of it. He was just like there.
Right. Yeah, and I saw your tweet about that, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll see him, and I was like, nah, I didn't really like pay that much attention.
We saw my tweet about what?
I saw your tweet about like noticing Grom or something. Didn't you tweet about that?
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing was I was gonna look at like, again, not the biggest lore guy. I was gonna look at like what the differences were. Like I knew some of the differences in the lore, and like that was the other thing. Some people are pissed about like what they changed.
Yeah, that's retarded.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, they definitely changed some stuff. So Garona was supposed to, like Garona in the actual lore is half Draenei, half orc, instead of half human, half orc.
Right.
So
I did notice that.
That's the thing.
She had something to do with. I think she had more to do with like Medivh than it was like played out.
Yeah. Medivh and her are supposed to like fuck and have this kid that's like a god. Like they have like Madan, who is Garona and Medivh's son, is like this literal fucking god that's like a shaman and mage at the same time, apparently. So I guess that's not a thing anymore.
I guess
yeah, part of me.
I guess they looked at Ben Foster and they're like, "There's no way this hot black chick would fuck Ben Foster." So they're like, "We have to change the story."
Dude, they could have done some crazy shit if they would have went R-rated with this movie. Because like this part of the Warcraft story was like super fucked up. Like they could have done like really They could like gone like balls deep if they wanted to.
Yeah. I also don't remember, and I mean, again, not big lore guy, but I don't remember Lothar being like ever that big of a figure. Like maybe he was,
It's
but
in the RTS stuff.
yeah. See, yeah. But anyway, it was good, man. I like I said, dig it. Thought Gul'dan looked cool as shit.
Yep.
Um,
I'm getting a little
and
burned out on him as a fucking thing though.
aren't we gonna kill him in Legion? I feel like we're gonna kill him in Legion. Didn't I read that somewhere?
Probably. I don't know, dude. He's just been around for so goddamn long. It's just getting annoying.
Right. Agree. I wonder what they're gonna do with the story in Legion. I don't know. I want to play the beta more. You have beta, right? Yeah, you got beta.
You have it too, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I want to play it more. I haven't played it like at all. Like honestly, like I generally don't because I don't like quote unquote my effort being wasted. But I feel like I need to play more of it to determine what I actually want to play when the game goes live. But I've been playing some WoW, honestly, because I don't know, man. I've in my playtime, I just haven't found the motivation to play like other MMOs, like right now at all. All those MMOs that I used to like dip my toes in, I just kind of just stopped playing pretty much altogether. So it's just like Overwatch and
Yeah,
WoW.
I'm
Like
not one to dip my toes in any MMO. I'm either in it or I'm out. I'm
yeah, no,
either like playing it hard or I'm fucking gone.
right, in which I've been. So like I logged on to those games before, but now I'm just like I don't know, dude. Like I'm in this phase where like games just aren't appealing to me right now for some reason. Like I don't know what it is, but there's not a game out that I'm like, fuck yes, I need to play that every single day. Other than like Overwatch, which I've played a lot. Um, Completely agree with you, by the way, about Widowmaker. Some people didn't. Some people didn't, but
Some
those
people
people
are
would be wrong.
fucking terrible at the game.
Those people would be wrong. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. What you got? Anything else about the movie?
The only thing I really disliked was like the forced canned-on love story, which I thought they should have not done. That
Oh,
shit was really dumb. Like
with
that's the reason it got a 7. Like it would have gotten higher for me if they didn't do that.
with the Corona thing.
Yeah, that shit was AIDS. Like pure concentrated AIDS.
Really?
Dude, it was so bad. Like she like instantly sees that dude and then like instantly wants to fuck him. It's just like, all right, that's dumb.
I thought the humor was.
I thought it was funny. I think that part where they're at the fire or whatever, and she's like, "You want to lay with me?" And then that dude is just like eating that chicken wing or whatever, just smiling. That shit's funny as fuck.
Yeah, that was good. She's like, you would be injured.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, they got to do something to get it all. I thought though, for like a lot of those movies are like throwaway, like they don't have any substance at all, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't think it was that. Like I thought for a video game movie, I thought it had a lot of like impact and like emotion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was definitely. I would say it's one of. Has there been a better video game movie? I don't think there probably has.
No. I mean, what about the Resident Evil movies? Like,
I've never seen them. I
They're
don't
not-
like zombie shit anyway, so I'm a little biased.
Do you get scared? You get scared.
No, I just think they're dumb.
I get scared
I'm
as
so
fuck.
burned out on zombies. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, culture. I don't know why people are so infatuated with zombies. Like, I think it's going away, mostly because I think like The Walking Dead is starting to suck. So like people aren't as crazy about it. But dude, I mean,
Even
it was
before that, it was like getting ridiculous.
yeah. Well, I mean, zombie games are like, I mean, still.
All right, go on.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Zombie games are like popular as shit too, like that H1Z1 stuff and the fucking Dead by Daylight thing, which is not a zombie game, but it's like a horror kind of deal. I don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, I hope that shit's going away. They even have fucking like a 5K race where you can pay money to be made up like a zombie and you fucking chase like the runners. Like
That sounds pretty hilarious.
I mean, it was a good, I haven't done that. I've done the color runs. You know what a color run is? Like where
No.
you have the fucking you get like this like colored powder like douched at you while you run, and it's like some of them are like glow in the dark. It's actually a pretty good time.
That sounds
Uh,
retarded. Wait, are
it's
people just like throwing powder at you?
yeah, and then you have powder to throw at other people, and you by the time it's done, you end up with like a tie-dyed shirt. It's actually a pretty good time if you like running. If you don't like running, then it's probably going to be AIDS to you. But yeah, I thought about doing the zombie thing too at one point, but I'm like, nah, fuck that. I don't like that. I don't like that fucking scared shit. like, like if I'm running, it better be fucking real killer, not a fake one in a mask and paint. Anyway, so yeah, I'm with you on zombies. I don't know why were we talking about zombies though.
Move. How do we even get on that?
I have no idea. No idea. Oh, better video game movie, and I said Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Hitman movies were okay, not great. I don't know.
I just
You
hope
think?
I hope it does well enough to get a sequel because I feel like they're at that point of it's like an almost but not quite. I feel like with the Warcraft movie.
I think it's guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's likely to get a sequel, but yeah, I'd be sad if there wasn't one. Because I want to see one obviously because it's Warcraft, but I do want to see more like fantasy movies, and I guess the reason why there probably isn't too many fantasy movies is because it's so expensive to make them. Because there's so many there's so much CG and like actor there's just a lot, like the sets are big and all that shit.
What if they just do it really low budget on the Warcraft 2 movie, and it's just like fucking what are those people that like hang out in the park with like swords and shit? LARPing?
LARPing.
LARPing? What if it's just people that are LARPing, and that's the Warcraft 2 movie? They're just like you see like the
Fireball.
sign, fireball, lightning bolt.
Yeah, lightning bolt. That's what it was. Lightning bolt.
It's fucking funny shit, dude. You imagine like super low budget. Like I hope somebody on YouTube does that.
I hope they explore other parts. Like, so if I actually made a video talking about this, but I hope they like go into the other classes because like if you broke the movie down by classes, like everybody was a warrior. There was one warlock and a few mages. Like I wonder if like as the movies go on and as they like maybe like explore some like the night. By the way, did you see the Asian night elf in the movie?
I think so.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit was like, it really took me out of it for a second. It was like all these like normal looking, not normal, that's the wrong word. It was like all of these
Fucking
people
Asian
that
weirdo.
look like they would be night elves, and then there was an Asian night elf, just like right there, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck was that? It just looked really out of place.
So you're all for the Warcraft whitewashing, I see.
Lord of the Rings did it.
Yep, sure did.
No, it's. I thought it was fine. The Asian night elf in particular threw me off because they just don't fucking look like that. It makes sense for the humans because there was like black, white, Asian humans, whatever, and it made sense. But like for the night elf, it was like, how did that happen?
Right. Yep. Yep. I don't know, dude. Like, I saw somebody like, some people were really confused. Like Warcraft players were like really confused. They were like, I don't understand. Why are the Blood Elves sitting with the Alliance? And you're like,
Oh my god.
what? like even I was like, okay. So anyway, yeah, no, it was good, dude. I saw it. I may go see it again, just because I want to like support it. It was on my Fire Stick. It was on there, but it was like a super bad like bootleg copy, and I was like, I can't do that to this movie. This movie needs my dollars. I actually saw it in like fucking like IMAX 3D, which I never.
Oh, I didn't go see it in 3D. I'm not a big 3D guy. Was it good? The 3D?
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, I mean it was.
Yeah, so I went to go see The Force Awakens in 3D, and I liked it in 2D way more. Like, not that, like, the 3D part with, like, the ships flying around was cool as fuck. But, other than that, I was like, really go see it in 2D.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think 3D is like one of those, like, we have to, trying to make more money things. But I do think
Yeah, I think it is one of those like things that movies do to try and try and incentivize people to go see it in the theaters because you can't really see a 3D movie outside of that.
You can if you're retarded and you have one of those 3D televisions for
That
some
suck
reason
dick.
that are horrible. You know what I also think are horrible are fucking curved TVs. Like I don't know why that's a thing. That needs to go away. Like I don't do you don't have a curved TV, do you?
No, I know
I would
people have curved monitors too.
right. Why? It just looks retarded and it doesn't like help your like fucking view at all. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it. It's not my thing. But I don't know. I do have a buddy that had he was like not wanting to play Overwatch because he has like this stupidly wide, what are like those ultra wide monitors that are like it's not 16 by 9, it's like I don't know, 24 by 9 or something. Something dumb. It's really
Yeah,
big.
the ultra wide.
Right. And he had that and he was like, "I don't know, I can't play games that aren't blah blah." I'm like, "That's fucking stupid." But apparently WoW supports it. I don't know why people like. I guess the hertz thing is much bigger than like anything because it's also like I don't know 100. What is it? 144?
That's what I have.
Yeah,
144 hertz. That's the
yeah,
top of the line, basically.
yeah. He sings the praises. He says you can tell a big difference.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
pretty
seen
big.
it. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know.
I actually experienced it firsthand this week because I was messing around with my monitors. Like, for whatever reason, my Overwatch client got capped to 60 FPS, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, one of my options got switched around because I was messing with my Windows display settings, and it got capped at 60 FPS, and I was like, "Why does this look so choppy?" And I brought up my fraps to see what my FPS was, and it was at 60, and I was like, "Oh my god, like that's what 60 FPS looks like. That's what I've been playing on for like years." Because I had gotten used to 144. Like it really like once you get used to like switching from 60 to 144, you aren't gonna tell instantly. But once you play on 144 for like a few weeks, and then you look at 60 again, you're like, "What the fuck? How could I have played with it looking like that for so long?"
You really notice 4K though. Like 4K is one of those things where like if you just look at two things side by side, you're like that one is vastly superior. And I don't know about monitors or gaming, but I do know with televisions that's the case. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
with
with you. I think
TVs, I mean, anything that's bigger, like the bigger the area, the more you're gonna notice it.
right, exactly. And I don't know if like on a what size monitor do you have? 27,
20,
24?
I think this one is 24.
Okay. So like on that size, I don't know if there would even be a big difference because like the resolution thing really only matters when you're like, way up there. So I don't know, but I know for a TV, I'm gonna go for the for like television, I would probably go 4K before I went like higher hertz settings. I think my TV is 120 actually.
For TV, I mean, I'm not a big TV buff, but I wouldn't think the hertz would matter that much. The refresh rate, like, does it?
It helps for like motion blur. Like so like if you're
But isn't the
watching
source material like not that high of a frame rate? Like most TV stuff is
um
capped at like 24 to 30 frames a second. Like I'm not a TV buff, so I might be wrong, but
yeah, I get what you're saying, and that seems like a valid point. But I do know maybe it's an artificial thing, like the motion blur with the TV, where it smooths it out and it does like some not guessing, but interpreting between frames. Because I know like the. Are you all right? What are you doing?
it's all right, dude. I'm going full retard today.
uh, I know like if you've got like a news channel or something and it's scrolling like text at the bottom of your screen, um, that will blur normally like a little bit, like edge blur. But if you have like a 120 whatever like anti thing,
There's
it
like
keeps
and I think it's interpolation or whatever.
interpolation, yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. So who knows? I don't know, man. I'm waiting for that Ti 1080 Ti. That's gonna be my thing. And
Yeah, I'm
I don't
gonna
know
wait and then get brand new everything when Crowfall gets closer. Which I haven't been
for
keeping that much
fall.
of an eye on Crowfall because I've been playing Overwatch, which is nice. I'm glad I've got a game to distract me rather than like sitting there
I probably
waiting.
the Crowfall devs are probably in the same boat that you are. They're all playing Overwatch too, probably. My
Probably.
buddy, I played with some friends from. Well, I have a buddy who works at Riot, and he's got friends that are at Riot, obviously, because he fucking works there, and they're all like He said that like Overwatch is like the hugest thing at Riot. So
It's a really
so
good game. Like the only thing I have an issue with is Widowmaker. Like people cry about McCree, but McCree doesn't change the entire fucking game, the entire flow of the fucking game.
right.
Widowmaker changes. Like having a good Widowmaker on the other team is so fucking AIDS.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Do you like that? Do you like the random hero brawl mode? Have you ever done it?
No. Last time I played the brawl mode was when it was like half duration cooldowns or something. That shit
No,
was pretty
that's
fun.
that's horrible. No, no, no. This is basically whenever you die, you respawn as somebody else. And like the comp, they try to make it make sense, but a lot of times it won't. So like some of the comps can get kind of crazy. Um, but overall it's really fun. So like it makes you be functional on pretty much everyone. Because if you're not, it's really obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so I like it for that, and it also prevents like if you've got somebody who's like Widowmaker fucking and will never switch or attack Torbjorn or attack Symmetra or something. It basically those people die instantly, and then they have to be somebody else, and that's a really good time. So it kind of evens out the skill curve, I think.
The only
Uh,
issue with the brawl shit is that the queue times are incredibly long.
no, they aren't.
Yeah, they are if you're at high MMR.
If you're in like a pre-made, I'm sure it is, because everybody's playing like quick play. But if you're like solo queuing
Dude, I waited for 15 minutes to get into the last brawl. And
by yourself,
yeah,
weird. Yeah, I didn't wait that long. Um,
it
and I did it.
was it was during the double cooldown or whatever week, but
Yeah,
still,
that's because
I
no
couldn't
one
play.
played that shit. That's
That shit
because
was
no
fun as
one played
hell.
that. No way, dude. That seems awful. It would just be a bunch of fucking Genjis and
Dude,
fucking.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I was
All
playing
right.
soldier. It was a fucking blast.
With your fucking aimbot like that goes off every 20 seconds.
No, it's just your cooldowns are cut in half for your abilities.
Oh right, right. I thought you meant the ults
It's
too.
not. It doesn't have any. Well, I mean, you get your ultimate, but it's just the cooldowns are cut in half, so you can use Helix Rocket more. And in the case of Soldier 76, you could keep your healing field down all the time. And you think that's ridiculous, but then you realize that like, oh shit, that also means Junkrat's got his shit up constantly too, or whatever character. Like there was very few characters that were just completely weak from it.
Right,
Like Reaper was probably a bit weak because his teleport is not really like
right.
having
And his
half
Ray
is
form
not
he
that big
can't
of a
do
deal.
shit in.
I was trying to think of the other characters that were super good. Farah could constantly fly. Like Farah could be super high up in the air. Who else has like really cooldown based stuff?
I bet Zarya would be pretty fucking OP.
Oh yeah, Zarya would be good. Zarya would be really good.
She's not bad. Again,
That's
I
my
just
number one played character.
really.
Yeah.
I watched Seagull's sextuple kill with Zarya. It was like the nastiest shit.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those myself.
Team wipes by
Yeah.
yourself.
Solo team wipes.
Yeah, you lock their. I mean, their team has to be fucking retarded to at the same
It
time.
depends.
No,
Uh,
dude, to kill all six of them at the same time.
it's
Yeah, you got to trap them in that fucking
the black hole. Yeah.
graviton. Where she's what did she say? I'm going for the Turnesty, although that's not what she's saying. Uh, I forget what is she actually saying. I looked
Yeah,
this
it's
up.
like blah 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 blah. Like it's some Russian
Zarya
thing.
ult.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What does Zarya say? Sounds like gibberish.
It's something in Russian probably. But yeah, no, I've gotten a few. I'm actually getting close to being able to make another Overwatch montage. I've got quite a few clips. I actually got a team. I got two solo team kills today.
Really?
One with Reaper and one with Zarya.
It's Agon po gotovnosti, which is fire at will. That's what it means.
Yep.
It sounds like she's saying I'm going for the Turnesty, which I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, Reaper's not bad. I don't know, dude. I find myself like, I'm definitely like settling into who I'm actually playing a lot more because like I played a lot more people. Generally I like fanned out my time a lot more, And I only play now. I only play like if I'm playing my like I had friends that just started the game this week, like they just bought the game. Actually had to buy my friend the game, and I was like, look, because he was like really apprehensive about the game, and I was like, look, man, I was like, I'm gonna buy this fucking game for you, and if you hate it, then we're cool. But if you like it, then you give me the 40 bucks back. And he's like, all right, fine. And he gave me the 40 bucks back because he liked it. But I was teaching him how to play, and so it was me and then like both friends. So we were queued with like low MMR, like scrubs basically that didn't know how to play at all. And that was really, really fun because I got to play people that I'm like not the best at. And I was like raping. It was a good time. Like Genji, like I went on a super long kill streak with Genji, and I was like, this is how it should be when I'm at high MMR, but it's not. It's not. I don't know what it's been, man. I went like 3 days, 2 or 3 days, where I went on like a fucking fucking drought famine. Like it was probably like 3 or 4 to 1. And I don't know if it was because my like people I was playing with were playing like shit, or like what it was, but it was a rough couple days there for a while.
Yeah, I've actually got a group of people that I'm playing with for like ranked stuff when that comes out. So it's been pretty interesting. When we play in those groups, it is like the sweatiest shit of all time.
Definitely not as relaxing because like I have I don't
It's
have
fun
a
though. I enjoy it,
great
but like,
group.
oh my god, it is a completely different ball game when you're queuing with a full like. Because typically when I play with people, it's like playing with like 1 or 2 guys that are pretty good, and then the other 2 are they're all right, a little lower or whatever. But when you're playing with 6 people, with everyone is good, and you have to wait like 7 minutes for every game because you're in queue, it's a completely different game, and it's just like, what the fuck. It's just so hard.
It is. But like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not as so. There's 2 ways to play, right? One is like sitting up in your chair, like full on concentrate, like fucking MLG quote unquote mode, and the other way is like lolling around, like whatever, like not really worrying about shit mode, um, which is pretty relaxing. The like on the because I get that too. Like when I have my pre-made 6 people, I would say of our group, 4 of them are pretty good, and 2 of them are not. They're like mediocre. We get some pretty good teams though, and it's kind of the same deal. It's like it's a lot more so, especially when I queue with like people that are on much higher teams than we are, like that are like super like she's a couple people are like 80s and 100s that are like super high MMR. They're yeah, it is like that, dude. It's like if you aren't headshotting, if you aren't moving properly, if you aren't doing pretty much everything as it should be done, like you're getting fucking rolled.
Yeah, the big thing is the Widowmakers. The Widowmakers are the number one thing that you can tell when you've entered the big boy leagues to when you haven't. Like when the Widowmakers become insanely frustrating, to where the game has gotten to the point right now, and this has been one of the top posts on the competitive Overwatch subreddit, where it's literally like the team with the best Widowmaker wins. Like it really is coming down to that at this point. Because that character is so dominant.
You did
especially
see that
on certain maps.
You did see they were going to nerf her though, right?
Yeah, but they're taking so long. Taking so fucking long for that patch to happen, and McCree is coming first. So it's like, how long are they going to let this shit go?
Yeah, I think what they're probably trying to debate is how they're actually going to do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't
125 body shots. That's how you do it. Or dramatically slow down the charge rate. But they can make the body shots 125, and that would keep the flow of the character, but just nerf the body shot damage. And I think that would be at least a good start. Maybe that would completely fix it. But 125 body shots would be good. Because it's fucking bullshit. Like, why does she do more damage than Hanzo with something that's easier to hit? Like, that's dumb.
I don't know if she's arguably that much easier to hit than Hanzo. I mean, like...
Yeah, dude, are you serious?
The hitbox
is a lot joking.
Smaller. The hitbox is a lot smaller, but, like, I don't think Hanzo's, like, that hard to hit with at all.
You're crazy.
Like Hanzo is pretty easy to hit people
compared to Widowmaker. Widowmaker's hit scan, instant kill, instant shot.
Yeah, but you have
pull
to
the trigger and
you have to be accurate though.
You have to be accurate with Hanzo too.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
No,
you
you
do.
don't,
Don't
dude.
even bring up the
You
hitbox
can-
shit.
you
It's
can-
not even. It's a slightly bigger.
And you can blind fire with Hanzo, and you can't with Widowmaker. Like you can shoot. First of all, he has a scatter arrow, which can pretty much bring down tanks if you hit them in the right place in the feet, and so they absorb all the arrows. And secondly, like you can.
There's a
lay
reason
down,
why Hanzo has a 0% pick rate in competitive. Literally
No.
zero.
I got it. I'm just saying that there are things you can do with Hanzo, and he's not that hard to be decent with. Like
Yeah,
and
he is.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think
You're
so.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so, man.
Why is
I
it?
mean,
Then why is he a 0% pick rate?
I don't think he's a 0%.
He is a 0% pick rate.
0%.
0%.
Prove it.
There's a fucking website for it.
Prove it. We'll link it after the show. I don't think he's
No,
a
I'll be able to
0%.
find it right now.
Okay. I don't know, dude. I'm just saying that
0% pick rate, along with a
there
few
are-
other characters. He's
there
not the
are-
only
you
character
don't
to have a
play
0%
him the
pick
same
rate.
way you play Widowmaker because he has a different. I mean, if it was the same fucking purpose but shittier.
So Bastion also 0% pick rate. Torbjorn 0% pick rate. Actually, I think this is the wrong website. Metabomb. Is this it? No. They have there was a whole ranking website where you could see.
I get that they're not probably high played, but my only point is that he has a different use than Widowmaker does. Like he's not the same dude. If he was the same dude but shittier, then they would.
He
just
is the
take him
same
out of
dude but
game.
shittier.
I don't think so.
He's the same dude but shittier.
I don't think so. I think
How? Dude, Widowmaker, if a Winston jumps in a Widowmaker's face, she just Spider-Man's away. If a Winston jumps in a Hanzo's face, he's dead.
Dude, I'm not gonna argue that Widowmaker is not OP as fuck, and way more OP than Hanzo. Not gonna argue that at all. I'm just my only point is that Hanzo has a different.
Oh, here we go. I found the fucking graph. I found it. What do you know?
Okay.
Turns out I was right.
I don't know why you need to be so
Again, scroll down
angry. I'm just telling you, it's a
one
different
hero
dude.
limit and you. It breaks down scroll down to the second or third graph.
That was from one tournament.
This is from all the tournaments. This is every tournament is like this.
Data from Gasu Gamers Weekly NA and EU June 4th and 5th.
They're not dramatically different from each other. Now look at that graph. Who's directly in the center of that graph with nothing there?
I mean, the first graph, Planet Overwatch hero usage rate. It's got Torbjorn's like the Torbjorn.
Yeah, he's
Overwatch.
F tier with Diva, Torbjorn, Bastion, Mei, and Zenyatta.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
A
not
less
fucking
than
0.
5% usage rate.
He's not 0.
No, he's in a. No, he is probably 0. This is just less than 5.
There are 5 numbers. There are 4 numbers that are less than 5.
No,
these
these are probably 0. These are probably 0.
You can't say that.
But look at the other graph. Scroll down. It's definitely 0 on that fucking graph.
What graph?
Scroll down to the one hero limit and you graph. Hanzo, direct center, no played, nothing. Not a goddamn
bar
thing.
Under his icon, look to the left of his hair. There's a blue bar.
Dude, you're just grasping at straws. He's a shitty hero, and you're wrong.
I'll MS paint it to you. There's a blue bar behind his head that you can't ignore. It's blue.
Yeah,
bar.
I see what you're talking about, but that's probably just rounding.
You can't round up from 0 to like.
No. But it's probably just in a category of like 0 to 5%, where even if it is 0, it's still shown.
Acknowledging your point, which I did acknowledge, to now
I'm
just
saying you were
proving that it's not
completely
0.
wrong in saying that Hanzo is not
0.
a completely inferior version to Widowmaker, because he is. Even at killing shields, like even at like the smallest things, Widowmaker is so broken that she is better in every way. Like the only thing I could think of that Hanzo could maybe do better than Widowmaker.
He has a different skill set. That's it.
What?
That's all I'm saying. He has a different usage and a different skill set. It might not be a skill set that's
his entire role is completely negated by Widowmaker, because Widowmaker does every single thing better. Every single thing better.
I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying his purpose is a little different, and you would
not.
play him different. He's not like a
His
fucking.
purpose is to be a mid to long range fucking damage dealer. Widowmaker is also a all range damage dealer that also has a better version of wall hacks, has more survivability, has more damage, has a fucking has a goddamn little mini what do you call it, ward that she can throw out. She can just shoot out that venom mine and use it as a way to like figure out where people are at. Or she can just throw it into the fucking Zerg and just have a giant mass AoE on people. It's fucking ridiculous.
You're not going to get me to argue the point that she's not OP as fuck, because I completely have already acknowledged that point. I'm not even like, I got it. Like, we're not.
I'm saying you're also wrong, though, in saying that he has a role that is different than Widowmaker's.
He has a playstyle that's different. You don't sit in a fucking ledge, sitting there just firing away like you do with. He's a little more like over the hill, like fire support-y. Like, have you watched anybody play the same character and watch them play it differently?
I've watched people that are good at Hanzo play Hanzo, and then I've watched them play Widowmaker and do the same thing, but just will be way more effective.
Okay. I don't want to argue the point anymore. I'll just say you're right. We'll move on.
There you go.
You're right.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm just saying I have graphs and actual facts to back up what I'm saying here.
I'm not arguing that she's.
You were arguing at first that Hanzo was not shit, and then you saw the graphs and you're like, well,
I don't think he's shit.
You're crazy.
He's
shit. He's dog shit.
No, okay.
He is dog. Look at the fucking numbers. Don't lie.
I don't.
Are you gonna say that Mei is fucking good next? Are you gonna say that Diva is good next? The numbers don't lie. They're shit characters.
Neva is garbage, of course. And
Diva's got a higher play rate than... At least Diva has a particular niche that she can fill, unlike Hanzo, who is fucking completely outclassed.
I mean, that would be like arguing
category.
that like Winston and fucking Diva are the same character, but one is superior than the other.
Winston and Diva are not the same character.
Right, but that's sort of like arguing that.
No, it's not, because they're not the same character. They're not even anywhere as close to as similar as Hanzo and Widow. Widowmaker literally does every single thing better than Hanzo. She has what does Winston do? She has better damage. She has more consistent damage, and she does more damage. And she has more survivability.
They're very similar, though. Diva or Winston and Diva. They're mobile tanks that are designed to be disruptive.
Yeah. Well, but the difference is that Winston can throw down an AoE shield. Winston does AoE damage, and Winston is harder to hit because he's all over the place and he has crazy fucking knockbacks and he's jumping around disrupting, whereas Diva can fly around and she can sort of knock people back but not really, and she's got that huge headshot hitbox. Like, headshotting Winston is sort of easy but not anywhere close to as easy as Diva.
Winston is a giant boulder, though. You can't tell me he's hard to hit. He's
no,
literally
they're both pretty
the largest
easy. No, they're both
in the game.
easy to hit. But the difference is that it's easy as fuck to hit headshots on Diva. Because Diva's headshot model, or Diva's headshot hitbox, is like direct center of her model. Like, not only is it huge, but it's also in the direct center of it, so you're already like naturally going to be aiming at center mass.
I agree. I'm just saying that they're similar.
They're similar characters, and Diva in a lot of ways is outclassed by Winston in almost every aspect, but not quite every aspect, but close.
Right.
She does have a few things that she can do. Like, people were like cheese strat with her, and like they'll jump on the point with like 5 divas, and then they'll just chain those defense matrices over and over again, to where like they're like damn near invincible to most projectiles. But for Hanzo, there's nothing. He's got nothing. Like, maybe he does slightly more damage to Reinhardt shields with the scatter arrow and just raw DPS at firing arrows into the shield. And even that's a maybe. Like, I'm not sure, because Widowmaker does more DPS.
Hanzo can one-shot a Roadhog with his little scatter arrow if you hit him right in the feet.
I don't think so. I think it's close, though. I think it's like 500 damage for all of them. But Widowmaker, I think, does... How much is a Widowmaker fully charged headshot? I don't know. It's a
I'm pretty
lot.
sure she's gonna need 2 of them to take down.
I think you're right. But I don't think Hanzo can do it quite. I think Hanzo damage chart. I think it's close, but I don't think he can do it. Let's see here. Sonic Arrow, Scatter Arrow. No, not even close. 375 damage for a Scatter Arrow.
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
I
5
don't know.
arrows, 75 damage per arrow. Yeah.
Some devs have said that he has the most potential burst of any character in that way with the Scatter Arrow shot.
He does. Probably. Actually, no. I think Widowmaker does more than that. I think maybe Widowmaker is 300 damage per headshot. Let me look it up. I think it's more than that. Maybe it's like. Let's see here. Widowmaker. Where is it? Where is it? Widowmaker. Yeah, so Hanzo does have the highest burst damage. So Widowmaker can do 340 damage for a headshot. And Hanzo can do 375 for hitting all 5 scatter arrows. A perfectly placed shot right at the feet of a Roadhog. So she does a little tiny bit less damage for something that is much easier to do. And way more consistent and not on a cooldown.
How much is his normal headshot, though?
Scatter arrow can't headshot.
No, not that. I'm talking about his actual just arrow.
Actual arrow does 125 damage, whereas Widowmaker's shot does 170.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she should be more like she should have more raw damage than.
No,
he
she
does.
shouldn't. That's crazy.
Sure, she should.
Hanzo should do Hanzo. They should be flipped. Widowmaker should be doing Hanzo damage, and Hanzo should be doing Widowmaker damage.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hanzo is way harder to hit at higher levels.
We'll see what they actually come up with when they put their changes in the game to see which way they want to go. I mean, that's the reason Diva fucking nerfs aren't in there yet, because they don't know if they want. I mean, I don't think they're gonna buff her damage. I think what they're gonna do is buff her like ability to. Because what they don't like about Diva right now is that she feels like the kind of person you just want to like rocket in with and then just start unloading on her guns. But if you do that, you're going to get face fucked in about 5 seconds and you're going to be out of her fucking mech. So they don't like that. So I think whatever they're going to do to Diva is going to make her a little more non-shit. Like
I don't know what they're going to, like, if they're not going to buff her damage, I'm kind of curious because like what can they do? Like,
I mean, make her fucking shield not complete garbage.
Her shield.
Like her shield is the worst shield in the fucking game. It's literally useless.
The defense matrix?
Yes. It's absolute shit. Because you can't do anything when it's up. The only thing you can do is move around. Yeah,
I guess one way they could buff her is make her be able to fire while that's up. But maybe that would be frustrating. I don't know.
I think you need to do that, and I also think you need to make it a fucking 360 shield. Maybe not 100%.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'd go both ways on that, but maybe make it like not absorb everything if it's a 360 shield.
So one thing they could do if they wanted to let you shoot with the defense matrix up, that could be a thing. But also they can make it to where her run speed wasn't as hindered by shooting, because when you start shooting, you just become an instant headshot machine.
Correct.
For the other team.
Correct. I would say maybe both those things, like make it.
But her defense matrix isn't bad if you're playing like with a team, though. It's actually pretty fucking good.
It has its uses, but I mean,
if you're Diva and you jump on the point and you stand in front of all of your allies with that thing up, it's pretty nice.
You listed, I think, the only usage of that thing.
No,
other than flying up to get a Widowmaker. And
yeah, you can use it to break through a line without taking damage.
Right. It's not great. It's really not great.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, it's not as useful as like the big fat ass fucking Reinhardt shield.
Which is right.
That you can just keep up. Yeah.
Which is amazing. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do to her. Because I don't think in general, like when the devs are looking at changes to this game, I don't think people are gonna want like gameplay character like shit like changes. You know what I mean? Like I don't think people are like if they changed the way McCree's like stun fan combo worked, I don't think people would be too happy with that.
Yeah, I don't think that Blizzard wants to make changes that affect the flow of the game or like the movement or the way the characters like work at a base level.
Right.
So that's why like I don't think McCree is gonna lose his reload on his roll. I don't think he's gonna lose Fan the Hammer not having a cooldown, but they're just gonna lower the damage of it.
I think that's
and
what
the same thing
patch
with Widowmaker. Like people are saying like, oh, they need to, make her assault rifle like shit or make her grapple a lesser cooldown. I don't think they're gonna do either of those two things because it changes the way the character plays, but I think they will just lower the damage of the body shots because it doesn't change the feel of the character, it just makes it less effective.
I think her grappling hook is on a pretty long cooldown as it is. Isn't it like 10 seconds
I
or
think it's like 8.
is it? It feels long.
Maybe it's like 8 or 12, something like that. It's like 8 to 12. I don't know what it is.
12
off
is
the top of
long
my
as
head. It's
fuck.
fucking
8 is
pretty short though.
No, because you can't like hang on.
It's pretty short.
Widowmaker.
It's short enough to where if a Winston jumps to you, you can just Spider-Man away. Almost. It's like almost always up when you need it.
Yeah, because you haven't just got over there. Let me see what the cooldown is. 12-second cooldown, dude. That's long as fuck in the game.
It's not that long though.
What has a longer cooldown?
I think everything Hanzo has.
Hang on, let's see.
Sonic
Hanzo.
Arrow, 20-second cooldown.
Okay. Scatter shot.
Scatter is 10.
Okay. 12 is long as fuck, dude. Like
12
I
is
remember,
it's
like,
pretty long, but it's not crazy long.
When I play Widowmaker,
12 is short enough to where you could grapple away from you. Like let's say you're on the high ground, with a Winston. The Winston jumps to you. You jump down from your high perch, and then you grapple back up. By the time that Winston gets to you again, it's probably going to be up or very close to being up again.
His leap is like on what, like a 6 though? I don't think so, dude. His leap is pretty short. It's like
no, but I'm saying like with all the chaos. I'm not talking about a 1-to-1 thing here, but I'm saying like in an actual situation with like the chaos of everything, and oh my god, Winston jumps on me, throw my mine, pull out my assault rifle, spray, run away, jump down, he followed me, grapple back up, and with all like the chaos of everything, it's on a short enough cooldown to where it's almost always up.
It's 6, so he can jump twice as much. I'm like, again, I'm not the best Widowmaker in the world, but I see your point. Whenever I have played Widowmaker, I always think to myself like, there always are times where I want to grapple and the fucking shit's down because I just, you know what I mean? Like, I need to move more than I do, and I feel like it's long. So I think if they made it like 20 seconds or something,
you compare it to fucking Hanzo, who has nothing.
He's got wall climb though, which is
that doesn't help him at all though. It's not anywhere as quick as God. Like you can't wall climb to like. You have to like run and do it. It's not like an instant like Spider-Man away.
Correct. He's not He's not. No.
Like
right.
you wall climb against a Winston. Good fucking luck.
No, right. Obviously, and I would never say that he is in that way, but it's not useless. Like he can get places pretty easily. He just can't. If you're like if you like jump on him and you're like close quarters with Hanzo, he's kind of fucked. Whereas Widowmaker has like her little assault rifle, which doesn't do.
Widowmaker's got 2 things that help her. Actually, she has 3 things that help her with close range encounters. She's got the mine. She's got the assault rifle that does a fucking lot of damage, and she has the Spider-Man shit.
Right. I don't think you can argue.
Whereas Hanzo has one thing, kind of, which is a bit fluky.
But I promise you, they're not going to buff Hanzo. I bet you don't see any Hanzo changes.
No, I don't think they're going to buff Hanzo. But I think they might. I think Hanzo will get better when Widow gets nerfed, because Widow does everything better.
Right.
I think Hanzo should do more damage. I think Hanzo and Widow's damage should be flipped.
Plenty of damage though. Like he one shots pretty much. Like how much does this thing do again?
Hanzo Zero? 125. It doesn't one shot anything in the game. It will with a headshot, but
yeah, with a headshot, which is
whereas Widowmaker one shots fucking shit constantly with something that is far easier to hit.
Like every time I've ever played like a weak bullshit person like Zenyatta or something like that, I pretty much won Hanzo Arrow. I mean, either his headshot thing is bigger or something, but he one shots a lot of things. Like he does.
He only one shots with. He doesn't one shot anything unless it's a headshot.
Well, right. But I'm just saying in practice, his arrow does a fuck
In
ton.
practice, you didn't have very much health.
Right, I got it. You're like saying words that I'm like not arguing with, and I'm just telling you that like what
I'm saying.
feels
I'm
like,
saying why he's bad, and why he has a 0% pick rate.
it's not 0%.
It is 0%.
It's less than 5% for the graph that you just showed.
That graph doesn't show. It only shows 0 to 5. It doesn't show 0. And it
But
doesn't show 5. It shows if they're in that, they're in there. They're there.
Okay.
Go watch all of the VODs of the tournaments and see if you see a Hanzo.
I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find one, and I'm gonna fucking link it to you.
Go for it.
17 times.
You're not gonna find one.
I'm gonna link it to you 17 times. That's my new mission in life. Like, I think it's funny that you think that I argue with you about Widowmaker. I completely agree with you that she's.
I know.
That's
not even a fucking argument. But you saying Hanzo is good is just you're.
I didn't. I said he's different.
Silly.
He's different. I didn't say he's good. I
said
his
he's even
damage
viable makes you sound silly.
I'm not. I don't play fucking tournaments, bro. Like, and neither do you. Like, neither of us are playing in these things. So I'm just telling you, like, in the games that I'm playing, he's not complete dog shit. Like, you shouldn't pick him in every fucking occasion. And all I said was that his play style is a little different. Like, you use him differently. And you can argue that if you want, but I
mean, yeah, he's not going to play the exact fucking same as Widowmaker, but his role.
That's my only point. That's my only point.
But his role is completely trivialized.
Fine, you can say that if you want. That's a different point. My only point was that you play him differently. That was it. It wasn't a big point. It wasn't like a fucking stand my ground thing or anything like that. I'm just saying his usage is different. I'm not a great, put it this way, like for somebody who's like fucking mediocre like me, I'm not a great Widowmaker, but I'm a pretty decent Hanzo because he's, to me, easier to use in that capacity. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to how do I put this? You know what I'm trying to say? Like he's not as, like Widowmaker, you have to position correctly and you have to move.
This is the thing. I think this is what you're trying to say. With Widowmaker, you miss all of the shots that you missed because you missed. With Widowmaker, it is 100% your fault if you miss a shot. Whereas with Hanzo, it's kind of just fucking random.
Or if you're lined up wrong. Like if you're lined up in a dumb position and you're not moving smartly and you're kind of like...
that goes with every single character in the game.
Right, but more so with Widowmaker, who her whole idea is to sit
Hanzo,
and aim.
Even the best players with Hanzo, it's a coin toss. Because the game, Overwatch has so much AD spam. Like, there's so much strafe spam in Overwatch because there's no momentum shifting. Like, in some games, if you hit A to strafe to the left and then you hit D, there's a bit of a momentum shift to where there's like a delay almost, like there would be in real life. Like, imagine you're strafing to the left in real life and you instantly go to the right. There's that like time period where you've got to slow down and then you start going to the right. That doesn't exist in Overwatch. So with Hanzo, like even the best Hanzo players, it's just a coin flip whether they hit their shot or not. Whereas Widow, you pull the trigger, it's fucking done. There's no delay, complete hit scan.
Right.
Consistent as fuck.
100% agree with you. Exactly, which is why and some people are good at that. Like, you know, the way you play or whatever, just the way my wrist movements or my mouse or whatever it is, like I take longer to like somebody like I can't like that jump headshot bullshit. I would never be able to do just because like the way I have my sensitivity settings and the way that I have to like line shit up. Like it would be lucky if I hit somebody like that, but other people not so much. And for those people, she's absolutely fucking broken because, like you said, it's instant and it's one shot and it's all of those things that you mentioned. But for Hanzo, that's not the case, and for the reason that pretty much that you spelled out. Is he's a lot more forgiving. He's a lot more like you can just put arrows down range where, and I also think does it show as much? Because Widowmaker has a super loud, like fucking like pow fucking tracer line. You know what I mean? I don't. Is Hanzo's that obvious? I think it's obvious, but I don't
It's
think it's that
it's
obvious.
it's not as obvious as Widowmaker's, but once you play the game a decent amount, you know where it's coming from. Like you know the spots, you know where he's gonna be set up.
Sure, but again, back to my other point is that he's not really like a sit and shoot kind of dude. You know what I mean? Like whereas Widowmaker can lock down an area just from being in an area, locking it down. You don't really get that with Hanzo as much.
Yeah,
He's a
because he
little
just can't
more
do that because he's a weaker character.
right. Sure. I'm
If he
not going to say you're
could,
wrong.
if he
You're
was a
right.
stronger character, then he probably could.
Maybe.
Widowmaker locks down the entire fucking game. If it's a good enough Widowmaker, especially on like Hollywood or one of these maps that's just like insane for Widowmaker, it's fucking dumb. There's just
No, I
like
agree.
nothing you can do, especially on Hollywood, for example, where you just can't get to her. Like, and if you do get to her, she's just Spider-Man's to another fucking place where you can't get to her.
Right. I think yeah.
Like, if a Widowmaker's set up on the jail of Hollywood, on top of the jail, you are pretty fucked to get to her. Like, the only character I think that can actually get to her consistently would be like Winston and just jumping on that shit. And even then, she just Spider-Man's away.
Is that the one? Is that the one with the lift right around the corner from
No,
where
there
the?
is no lift on the jail. The jail is where the health pack is, the tiny health
Oh,
pack
on the like in the far corner of the map,
in the
right
far
before
corner.
where
Yeah,
people come out at.
yeah. There's no way to get to that really. Actually, there is no way to get to that. And Reaper can't get to it because if he teleports to it, he goes, "I'm coming for you" in his loud ass fucking voice, and Widowmaker just instant fucking turns around, and headshots him. Genji fucking dies before he even gets there.
Yeah.
Winston can make it. Tracer can't get there. None of the characters that are locked to the ground can get up there. It's pretty fucked. And she's got a
Yeah.
health. And if she does take a few shots, she's got a health pack directly below her.
Yeah. It's
It's
a pretty decent
fucking
spot.
AIDS.
I don't think I've had anybody like set up shop there.
It
Like
happens
I think I mean I maybe
constantly.
have, but I but it's I think in the most of the games we played, I've had people that have either come around the walls, you know what I mean, or have counter sniped her from way back on the the lift with the crates where you first come in at, like way back there if she's hanging out enough. So I haven't encountered that, but I do see why it's a good spot.
Yeah, no, it's one of the best spots in the game because you're fucking. I mean, even those other places up on Hollywood with the lifts, it takes so much to counter that. Like if you're playing like a ground locked character like Tracer, like sure you could take the lift up there, but that's like a 30-second endeavor for her to just maybe just turn around with her assault rifle and fucking kill you. Like people seem to forget that she's got this like really good assault rifle and venom mine too. Like when they're talking about like Widowmaker being like broken, people seem to even forget that like oh yeah, she's got the assault rifle and the
I
venom
mean,
mine
the
too.
mine is. I mean, okay, the mine's like 75 damage. It's like it's not like the biggest thing ever. It's
That's a
okay.
lot of damage for something that is just bloop. You just fucking fire it in a general direction. And the best thing about the mine isn't even the damage. It's the ward effect. It's the
Right.
oh
Here's
shit, my
some.
mine just got triggered. There's a guy there.
Yeah.
And it's
Junkrat's
AoE.
mine
You can
function a
fire
lot
that
like that
fucking
too.
mine into a cart push, and it'll do 75 damage to everybody.
Right.
And it's
I got
got
it.
really far range.
I got it. She's
But you saying
broken.
it's not a big deal is crazy, because it fucking is.
I mean, you're not gonna win a game based on her venom mine though. If they, you know what I mean. If they buffed her venom mine 100% and they nerfed her fucking shot bullshit by 100%,
Dude, the mine,
she's
you're
become
really
garbage.
underestimating the mine in the hands of a good player.
I think you're overestimating how much of an impact it has versus her
75
actual
damage
shot.
AoE. Something you can just fire out. Like, bloop. It's not
Okay.
like a Junkrat trap where you've got to, like, throw the thing down, like, 2 feet in front of your feet. This is something you can just lob. Like,
I'm just
YOLO.
talking
Boop.
about. I'm talking about in relation to her gun. If you buffed her
I'm
fucking
talking about
venom
it's a
mine,
75 damage AoE. I'm not talking about in relation to her gun. Everything looks like shit because her gun is fucking absurd. I'm
okay.
talking about in relation to just like things in the game. Like it's just a better version of a Junkrat grenade. Junkrat's grenades don't have anywhere near that fucking AoE capacity.
And they're also like you fire off 6 of them at a time. Like Junkrat AoE, like you're not gonna do better than Junkrat's fucking AoE though, at all.
No, but I'm
like,
saying like
and he's
grenade
got
for
his
grenade, like that ability is good as fuck.
okay. All right.
I hate to say it, but like I think you haven't seen good Widows. Like it's the same.
I think I've
have.
seen really good Widows. I also think that people don't want to hear you like passion out and us argue about Widowmaker for 3 hours. I get it.
I think
she's
you're
OP.
You're so naive. I think naive is the right word for this.
It's not, dude. I don't
think
legit,
you've seen it.
I've seen Widowmakers.
I don't think you've
two
seen it
headshot
at the
with
same level
jumps.
I have. Like I don't think you've seen the Widow that literally team wipes a squad.
Oh, dude. I've watched fucking Seagull's games and fucking his shit, dude. I got it. She's OP as fuck, dude. She can control a team. I'm with you.
You don't run into it like every fucking game. Like for me, it's like every fucking game. It's so fucking AIDS.
All right, I got it. You're passionate about it. They're gonna nerf her. We'll see what they do.
All right. Well, since we're talking about things that are literal fucking AIDS, you want to talk about the Orlando shit?
Sure.
Yeah. So 50 people dead. God damn. That's the new record.
Yeah. For now. I think I don't know. My thing is like, dude, you've got the people that are like all up on the gun control train again, because that's what happens if we have one of these things that like, they'll come out and be like, oh, we need to do gun control laws and this and that, and that's what it's for. And then you've got a lot of people that are like, this is an LBGT fucking crime, and then like that's their thing, and it's all about like all this LBGT hate that supposedly caused this, but you don't really have anybody that I can see on my feeds and shit talking about like it's radical Islam.
Oh, did you hear that it was actually a radical Christian that did it this time?
It wasn't though.
Yeah, damn it.
Right.
You didn't fall for the bait.
Right.
I was gonna say it was a radical Christian. You were gonna be like, really? And I was like, no.
No, it definitely was not. It was a dude who called 911 and pledged himself to fucking ISIS right before he went and did it. And then, of course, your fucking boy comes out, Trump, and he's like, I appreciate everybody congratulating me on being right, but I don't need your congratulations today. I need us to be vigilant.
Did he really say that?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I got into an argument with some guy on Twitter earlier today saying that's going to help him. Because were you on the podcast when I said that? When I said that there will be another major terrorist attack before the election? And there was?
Here we go. How do I link this to you? Share, copy link to tweet, copy. Right there. So he basically says, appreciate the congrats for being right on radical Islam terrorism. I don't want congrats. I want toughness and vigilance. We must be smart. And he's getting like roasted for that from like pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I mean, that's a shitty thing to say, but is he? I mean, he's kind of right. Like, sort of.
Yeah, the problem isn't I was right about radical Islamic terrorists, which is also kind of what you said to that dude. If you said something else to him, you said right.
I said this on a pre. Well, I don't know if you were on the podcast at this point. I don't know if this was back in the Dante days, but I literally said after the San Bernardino thing happened, I was like, listen, this is going to happen again. It's going to be worse, and it's going to make Trump look good. And it fucking just happened.
Right. Except he could have played this a lot better to make him look a lot better. Like all he had to do, right? Like, this is why I think he's kind of an idiot. Right? Like, here's his words. Appreciate the congrats for being right on radical Islamic terrorism. I don't want congrats. He could have rephrased that to say, like, anything but that. Like, I don't want your, something. Like, where he basically is like, listen, don't thank me about this stuff, but we need to acknowledge it's a problem. Without saying, like appreciate the congrats is the problem that people are having with that statement. You know what I mean? Like, it's him grandstanding.
Yeah, that particular phrase was not good, yeah. But, I mean, he writes his own tweets, so.
Right. Obviously. Then
but he says, fucking, dude, it's going to make him look good, because he's been saying this shit. And it just fucking happened again.
I don't know, man. I'm torn. I think it might actually make him look it might actually go bad for him because of those tweets. It would have gone well for him if he wouldn't have tweeted something fucking stupid. Like if he would have just been like,
You really think a tweet's gonna bring down Donald Trump, bro?
no, but listen, is President Obama going to finally mention the words radical Islamic terrorism? If he doesn't, he should immediately resign in disgrace. That's fine. That's Trumpy. Reporting that
That's kind of true too.
right, I said that's fine.
Yeah.
Reporting that Orlando killer shouted Allah Akbar as he slaughtered club goers. Second man arrested in a raid with rifles near gay parade. There, that's fine. Please make us safe. We cannot have Hillary as president. He retweeted that. What has happened in Orlando is just beginning. Our leadership is weak and effective. I called it and asked for the ban. Must be tough. That's fine. Like, the only thing he just did was he came out with this stupid, like, appreciate the congrats thing. And I bet he's going to take some bad press, dude. Like, he took bad press over the fucking judge thing that he said, about the Mexican judge bullshit. And then he could be, I don't know, he could play this better. Like, and the thing I tweeted out was, you can hate Donald Trump all you want, but Jesus, I mean, like, it's kind of hard to ignore this, like, radical Islam thing.
This is the thing, right? I think people, like, appreciate that, like, this tweet, like, I don't think it's that bad, right? But people are roasting him because they're like, their little fucking world is crumbling because, like, what he said so far has happened, right? Like, I'm not the biggest Trump supporter ever, but, like, the people that don't like him really hate that he's been right about this. Like, they really don't like that he's right in this particular situation.
I mean, I don't know if he's even, I mean...
Like, if it was like Obama or, like, I don't know, if Bernie Sanders said something to the same capacity, people would not be as upset. But everyone, like, so many fucking people hate Donald Trump. And he said this anti-Muslim thing. And it's getting to the point to where it almost is starting to make sense. And people are like, fuck.
No, yeah, but
it's like
he hasn't been proven right about Muslims.
It's almost like that guy that talks a lot of shit, but can back it up. Like, he's like, listen, I'm the best fucking CSGO player you've ever seen. I will fuck you up in every way possible. And you're like, all right, big shot. Bring it on. And it turns out he actually is the best fucking CSGO player. And he like talks the talk and walks the walk. And you're like, fuck, I fucking hate that guy so much. I feel like that's where Trump is right now.
Kinda, but not really. I mean, here's the thing, right? And I don't know, I should probably make a fucking video myself about this, but, like, you got the Trump, who's like, Muslims, right? Muslims the problem, Islam's the problem, we need to ban all Muslims and blah, 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 right? I don't really think that's the answer. But more and more, I think that the thing about radical Islam and how you actually solve the problem, I don't think that if we just shut down all immigration from countries that have disproportionately high Muslim populations would be a bad move. Right? I don't think Donald Trump is right about Muslims in general. I think he is right that saying that, like, radical Islam's a problem and Muslims kill people. I think that's right, and I think that's the part of it that he's going to try to stand on for this. But I think that a lot of his, like, solutions would need to be tweaked because you know what I mean, like. I don't really necessarily agree that all Muslims are the issue, but I think that have to.
Obviously, no one, like, not even the most, like, staunch fucking people. Like, obviously, not all Muslims are bad, but in the same way as if there's 20 apples,
there's a lot of people.
If there's 20 apples
Muslims,
and one of them kills you, you got a bag of apples. There's 20 of them. 19 of them are good. One of them kills you. Do you eat any of them?
Right, but
no.
What I'm saying is that. They're already in, like, I mean, I don't know how to play off your analogy, but they're already fucking here, and Muslims are always gonna be here. So the only thing that we can do is really affect, because you can't.
They're trying to contain it. That's what it seems like.
Right, but you can't. The point is that you can't discriminate against Muslims at home, right? Like, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
The only thing you can do is basically just say, hey, fucking Syria and Saudi Arabia and Iraq and Afghanistan and insert fucking
Well, I mean, I
Muslim
guess you
country
could,
here.
but it would be bad. We don't want fucking internment camps over again.
Right, you can't do that.
No, you
So,
can't. No.
in this internet era of young people, wouldn't let you do that anyway.
No.
Um, I think you just have to shut down immigration from those countries. And again, not from Muslims, but hey,
I think that's
there's
the idea.
There's 80% Muslims over there. You're gonna catch them with your net. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's what you have to do. And if they want to spend the money to come through, like, I don't know, fucking Germany, and then come over here, I think you're not gonna be able to stop that really, but that's gonna be the large minority of the people that are coming over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't think that them not letting them not letting Muslims into the country won't stop terrorist attacks are gonna happen. Like there's if we ban all Muslims from entering the U.S., there's still this shit will still happen. I'm not one of those people that's like that fucking stupid to realize that like no, it is still gonna happen. But you know, people want to feel like that something is being done, and in reality, you're not gonna stop it.
Well, no, but
the only way to stop it is to arm people.
Kinda. Well, I mean, that's the other debate, right? Like the gun debate. Like, so tired of this fucking
Dude,
gun
if somebody
debate.
in there had a gun, it would have gone a different direction. I swear to you.
In the gay nightclub? Who
Yeah.
the fuck?
If a few people were armed,
You're saying
if that shit happened in Texas, it'd be a little different.
You're saying that fucking flaming. There would, number one, gay clubs, I'm pretty sure, are probably illegal in Texas. Number two, I don't think that fucking Flaming Frank or fucking Fudge Packer fucking Freddy are going to be able to wield a weapon with deadly accuracy. They'll probably end up shooting.
I think that Frank. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I think that is incredibly homophobic of you. I think that is actually homophobic. You think a gay guy can't? You think a gay guy can't shoot a terrorist as good as a straight guy can? That's actually, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but that is actually homophobic. What you just said. I know,
and I completely mean it. Every part of it, 100%.
Why? Why do you think that?
That was a joke.
Oh, I thought you were serious for a second.
I know. That's.
But I think both of us agree that if somebody was armed in there, it would have gone differently.
I don't
like you don't hear about these mass fucking shootings in Texas.
Here's the thing, though. Here's my position on guns, right? Like, so you've got people like Trade Chat who think that nobody should be allowed to buy a gun, which is fucking stupid. And then you've got people like the NRA and most Republicans that think that everybody should be able to buy whatever fucking gun they want, which is also stupid. What I personally believe is that every citizen should be allowed to buy quote-unquote guns. I don't think that quote-unquote assault rifles, so AR-15s, whatever the other ones that are readily available on the market, and there's a shit ton of them, I don't think those should be sold in gun shops. I think those should be treated like grenades or other things that are illegal, because those serve no fucking point. Like, you don't hunt with those. They're just cool to own. They serve no purpose, like for home defense or anything like that. So I don't think that you should be allowed to buy assault rifles. I think those should be illegal. And I also think that, like Obama came out and said that, so if you have a known ISIS sympathizer, like they are on ISIS websites, they fucking like phone home to ISIS, all that kinds of shit, the government can put them on a no-fly list, no problem, right? You can't board a plane because you're fucking probably a terrorist. But because of the NRA, they can't make it so that if they go into a store, they can just buy whatever gun they want. That's perfectly legal. I think that should be reversed. So if you're on a fucking FBI watch list or whatever you want to call it, they should just flag you. You can't buy a gun. You can still get a gun on the black market or whatever, but you shouldn't be able to go buy a gun like this dude bought 2 guns last week. Known fucking ISIS sympathizer on an FBI watch list. I don't think that should be legal. The third thing is, I don't think if you've got a history of like mental illness, you should be able to buy a gun. Nope, you're off the fucking gun list. If you had a crime, like not a bullshit crime, but like a real crime, off the fucking gun list. And if you're an immigrant or on a visa or anything like that, off the fucking gun list. Other than that, buy whatever gun you want.
Yeah.
So, revolvers, shotguns, big ass handguns, anything like that except fucking assault rifles.
Yeah, I'm not as I don't. I feel like if more people had them, they wouldn't be as big of a deal. The big thing is that when somebody has an assault rifle and goes to a gun-free zone, it's like playing on cheat codes. But if
Right.
more people were armed, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Right, and they say, oh well,
Because like if you look, I think it's
but it
Switzerland.
is though.
I think it's
'Cause all the
Switzerland
mass
where
shootings-
it's against the law to not have an assault rifle. Like I maybe it's not Switzerland. It's some country, some small European country
That
where
doesn't sound like it's a rule.
literally everyone has assault rifles because during World War II they were like really scared that Germany was going to invade them. So the government assigns every household military grade weapons. So everybody is locked and loaded, and there is no gun crime, none, because everybody's got them.
Hang on, let's see.
It's a real thing. I don't know if it's Switzerland. It's some small European country. Maybe it is Switzerland, but everybody's got assault rifles, and they have to. If they don't have them in their house, it's illegal.
I don't know if that's true.
No, it is true.
I'm gonna need you to prove that to me at some point. That just sounds ridiculous. Uh,
It's definitely a thing. I just don't know which particular country it is.
yeah, there's some stuff about Switzerland, but I don't know if it's illegal.
Yep,
not
gun
to.
politics in Switzerland.
What does it say?
Yeah. Personal weapons. Yep, personal weapons of the militia are kept at home. Blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to skim through this shit. Fuck, where is it? How Switzerland developed the
generally prohibited fire. Hang on. The Switzerland weapons law has been revised to accede to the Schengen Treaty effective December 12, 2008. Law applies to firing weapons, firearms such as pistols, revolvers, rifles, pump guns, lever-action rifles, self-loading guns. Generally prohibited arms are automatic firearms such as machine guns, etc. So all I'm saying is a country has a law that makes it illegal not to own an assault rifle. It sounds bullshit.
No, it's not that it's that the government makes them have them. Like the government provides them.
And what if you do if you get rid of it? I don't know. Well, anyway, you'd have to prove that to me. But anyway, I just don't think that. Yeah, and the other thing is, like, you can take an AR-15, and the other argument is, oh well, the military, they're semi-auto, full auto, but
the full auto shit's retarded. Why people think that's a big deal is stupid.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, dude.
I mean,
fully automatic is not effective. They don't fucking use it in the military.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Yes, they do.
No, they fucking don't.
You don't. You telling me that military doesn't have full automatic
fucking,
guns?
Like Green Beret, like most badass. Like they don't fucking. It's not effective.
You're telling me that, first of all, what you're probably trying to say is that it's more effective to use to three. Hang on.
Is way more deadly than fully auto.
I'm not going to argue that, but what I'm telling you is they have it.
It's there, but it's not. It's not a big deal.
It's not there anymore on. Like an M249 is the only gun that the Marines carry that has full auto on it. They actually went from on the M16s. The M16A3 is a fully automatic gun that the Navy carries for use of like SEALs and security support and things like that. The Army and the Marines went to an M16A4, which has single shot, 3-round burst, and semi-automatic because, like you're saying, they found out that in an engagement where the shit is going all over the place, they had a more effective kill. It was deadlier when they used things like burst.
When you go full auto, you just blow through your
spray.
magazine.
But if you're in a fucking nightclub and there's 300 people around you, that guy didn't use a full auto gun, I'm pretty sure, but you're telling me that if you don't put that bitch on full auto and just spray it around your head in a fucking circle, that you wouldn't get.
You're gonna kill people, obviously, but
right.
this guy wasn't a complete idiot. Like this guy was like fairly prepared.
Right.
Trust me, somebody that is fairly prepared with a decent amount of gun experience is going to be way more effective and way more deadly on semi-auto. Like full auto is just this like fucking retarded boogeyman. It's just dumb as fuck.
I'm telling you that you can modify.
You can go semi-auto and bump fire the shit and make it effectively full auto. It's dumb as fuck. Like I don't.
Well, you can also modify your AR-15 that you buy at fucking Dick's Sporting Goods to make it.
Yeah, like my dad was gonna modify his AR-15 to do full auto, But then my brother, who has a lot of military experience, basically told him that it's a waste. Like there's no point because it's not very effective.
It's pretty fun.
It
Like
might be fun, but it's not
it's fun to
effective.
shoot.
Like he
But
wasn't
but
doing it
but
for fun.
my point is that if he does it for home defense, he's retarded because that is not the right home defense gun. Like there's no point. There's no point for a civilian to own an assault rifle. There's none. It's not hunting. It's not fucking home defense.
Why
it's
not?
it's
Why?
shooting. It's shooting a fucking target because a shotgun is much better for home defense. Much better. You don't have
Yeah,
to be
well, I'd
in the
agree
middle of the
most-
night
most
when you wake
scenarios,
up. You just point that shit down a hallway at your house. You don't need to be accurate. You just need to be in the fucking vicinity of an intruder. Well, you can't tell me. Believe me, dude. I shot.
No,
I
I
shot-
agree. I agree with it. A shotgun is probably the ultimate home defense weapon.
Right.
But
An
saying that
assault
you
rifle
shouldn't
serves-
own one for home defense, I don't know.
You shouldn't. I don't. The same reason. Like, what does a civilian need a grenade for? They don't. I don't know. It's just. It's like. There's
Well,
a better.
the
there's a
whole
better
government-
gun for home
The whole
defense.
like system of the United States is built on a system of checks and balances, and that's our fucking balance.
Is what?
The citizens' balance is the right to bear arms. That's why it
Right,
exists.
but it's not to bear all arms. It's the right to bear arms. And I'm not talking about. Yeah, I mean, we debate it if you want. I mean, I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but I just don't personally think that my wife, who doesn't know dick about fucking guns, or fucking Muslim fucking Mike, or Muhammad, who's on the FBI watch list, he shouldn't be able to buy anything. Number one, but number two, but he especially shouldn't be able to go into a Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a fucking AR-15. Like, there's just no point to that. If you want a rifle round, FNH 57 is like a little small. I think it's a 5.56. Maybe wrong. It might be a something else, but I think it shoots a 5. I actually used to own one. You can shoot that. I mean, that's fun, whatever. But I just don't see any of the point other than profit for gun manufacturers for.
I think the big thing is the slippery slope argument. Like I don't personally own any guns, and I don't really have that much experience with guns, to be honest, from a personal level. But it's the slippery slope argument of people see the government doing all this scary shit, and now they're trying to take away people's the people's check in the check and balance system. And I mean, that's the reason why the fucking Second Amendment is the Second Amendment and not like the Fifth or the 28th or whatever.
Right, of course. But like I said,
it's an important thing.
It'll never get passed. It'll never get passed because the NRA has a lion's grip on.
Well, I think there's enough people
politics.
that want it to stay. And I mean, people see like this. Like, yes, it's really easy to be like, well, if this guy doesn't believe, if this guy hates America, he shouldn't be able to own a gun, right? Yes, right? Like, from a base level, it's just like, yeah, of course everybody agrees that, ISIS Jimmy shouldn't be able to buy a fucking gun. But at what point does the government expand that like what if some evil fucking, like, this is the thing, right? All of the power you give to the government, you need to assume that the worst person of all time is going to have access to that power at some point. And at what point does, this person doesn't line up with my political ideals, maybe now he's a radical, like maybe Dopamean, who doesn't like XXX political policy, is now considered a radical and he can't buy a gun. That's where a lot of people are with this and not wanting to pass.
But I mean, then why does no one care that the government can just put somebody on a no-fly list? Like,
people do care
flying
about that.
Right? Yeah, but I mean,
there's a lot of people that don't like this whole thing about what is it, what got passed or the Patriot Act, where it's just like, yeah, you don't have any rights anymore. Like, if we think you're a terrorist, you don't have any rights anymore. There's a lot of people that don't like that shit.
Of course.
I think the number one scariest thing that's happened that people, I think, there are crazy that why there aren't more people up in arms about this is the NSA shit. Why that isn't like the biggest deal of all time and why we still aren't talking about that all the time is crazy to me. That is the scariest shit ever.
What? That the government collects data
that the
on
government
your
is
cell phone?
collecting data on everyone all the time?
I would hope they do. And and honestly, if you don't think that your fucking cell phone that goes through some company that goes through a fucking tower, the blah blah blah, if you don't think that shit gets looked at by somebody, you're fucking crazy. And I'm not saying it's legal. I'm not saying it's legal. I'm not saying
Oh
where
no,
it's
I'm
right
not.
or
I'm not.
wrong.
I'm not surprised that they were doing it, but
If I went on my computer right now and I went, how to join ISIS, and that somehow put me on a fucking like terrorist watch list, I'd be like, all right, I got it. Maybe my kid fucking did it. Maybe I had somebody in my house and they went on my computer, but like,
yeah, but that's scary. Like I'm not
I
surprised that it's
agree.
happening, but that's a very scary thing. And now these same people that are doing this shit literally out of 1984 are fucking wanting to take people's guns away. You can kind of see why people are apprehensive to the idea
Yeah, but
of gun
but
control
but
when
you
there's
but
shit
you
like that going on.
but you just said the words that you just said are the reason that people oppose gun control. Because for if somebody opposes assault rifles, right? That is a very I mean it's a small subset of guns. Taking away somebody's assault rifles does not in any way take away their right or their ability. Okay, take away like take fucking Muslim
Uh,
Mike, take away his ability to buy assault rifles. He's not going to kill 50 people with a
First
fucking
of
Desert
all, if
Eagle.
I was a terrorist, I would not be using a fucking gun. I would
Sure.
use a
Okay.
bomb.
And he had some sort of device. I guess it didn't go off, but what I'm saying is that just because you want to take away like some of that shit or make some of it illegal doesn't mean that you take away somebody's like right to bear arms and their
Yeah,
Second
but
Amendment
again, it's a
freedom.
slippery slope argument.
Yeah,
And
but
and
hang
this is
on.
the
But
number. This is the big
how is
thing.
assault rifles legal,
This
but
is the thing. So,
marijuana isn't legal when it's a fucking plant that
well,
I can grow
marijuana should
out?
be legal, but this is the thing, right? So, the purpose of the Second Amendment is not to defend yourself. It's not because I like guns. That's why
It's
we
to
need to have the
protect
Second
from
Amendment. It's to defend
tyrannical
against
government.
potential government tyranny. That's the reason
course.
it's there.
Of course.
So
Right.
that's why people don't want the assault
But you're
rifles
never
taken
gonna
away.
arm. But okay, and using that fucking rationale, you don't have access to nearly the amount of ammunition and weapon types and all that other bullshit that the military has.
Yep.
So you're not gonna be able to go to fucking Dick's Sporting Goods and buy an M60, or something like maybe you can now. I don't fucking know, but probably not with the same capability. Or a fucking you can buy a Barrett, but I don't think you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
buy.
that's assuming that the entire U.S. military, like if there was a big fucking like uprising or whatever, you're assuming that the entire U.S. military goes along with it.
Right.
And I think you're dramatically underestimating the power of hundreds of millions of people armed with even just like assault rifles. Yeah, the government might have access to like drones and all this crazy like
Or
stealth fighters and
handguns.
all this shit, but
Yeah, but when you say the government, hang on, dude. Let's come back to reality for a second. If you say that the government, right, you're assuming that they're going to need some way to do whatever it is via the police force or the military, right? I can guarantee you that they can order whoever they want till they're blue in the fucking face, and the military is not going to go.
oh yeah,
take
no,
some
that's what I'm saying. Like
illegal
the
action.
entire military, like obviously not 100% of government, workers or whatever are going to go along
pretty
with
much
some.
any, or pretty much any. And then
You say
secondly,
that,
hang
but then
on,
you look at
secondly,
other
or-
fucking look
hang
at
on.
all the crazy
Hang on.
tyrannical shit that's happened
if
in the
they
past.
if they don't have an enforcement arm to do all the crazy shit that they want to do, then they're not going to be able to fucking do it. So whether civilians are armed with shotguns and pistols and whatever else you want, or they have that plus assault rifles, that's not going to make or break the difference between whether or not a fucking militia can win in a standoff with a tyrannical U.S. government. I just think it's a weak fucking argument. Like I get why it was there.
It's just that people don't want to stand there. People don't want they don't want to like lose any ground on this.
Right, but it's ground that they honestly shouldn't have. So like I think it's a small. I don't
think taking away assault rifles is going to stop terrorism.
I didn't say it would.
I don't think it'll even halt it. I think that it's fucking ridiculous that the terrorists are even using assault rifles.
The guy that just
smart,
did this
they'd
shooting,
go to the
went
Home
and bought
Depot
one, and he used it.
and make some crazy shit.
I'm just saying, dude. Like again, this is debate. This isn't I'm right, you're wrong.
No,
whatever.
I agree.
The dude that just did this shooting went last week and bought an assault rifle legally from a gun store.
Yep.
And find a mass shooting that doesn't involve an assault rifle. And I'm just saying, like, that's a small little.
I
I
think
also
I think the
think.
guy at Virginia Tech used a just a pistol.
Okay, well, I mean, they're rare. I mean, I don't know. Virginia Tech
I think he just used a pistol. I think he had a bunch. I think he had a few of
shooter.
them, but
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I just don't
I
think
don't
it's.
think it particularly matters what the weapon is. You know, you take away fucking guns, they're gonna kill people with rocks or knives.
I
Like,
guess I would actually really like to see a mass murder that involves rocks.
but there's been with ones with knives. There was a dude in China
Yeah,
that went
other,
on a
other than
fucking
like in
stabbing spree.
other than like in Rome, where or I guess that involved rocks. But yeah, I mean, it sucks, dude. Like, there's not the thing is there's not a right answer to this shit. But the problem is every time that we have a shooting like this, everybody gets all up in arms, and you got like the gun debate people that go on their fucking spiel, and then you've got like all the people that get all angry, and we do nothing.
Well,
And
I
then
just
like,
think I think it's a ridiculous proposition to try and take away things from people that do follow the law in a hope that people that don't follow the law won't be able to get them. I just think that's so fucking naive to think that,
right,
oh well,
I
if
don't
we
think
just make
that's
it harder for the law-abiding citizens to get assault rifles, that means that surely it will be so much harder for the
personally.
non-law-abiding
I
citizens
think
to get assault rifles that
I
they'll
think
just give
that
up.
I do think that background checks should be more intense, and I think that the way you get them more intense is maybe some of that cost has to be transferred to the people that are buying guns. Because I mean, that's the thing, right? Is the only your background check's bullshit when you go get a gun. It's just like a little fucking service that they run it through that quote unquote does a background check.
Well, I'm
There's not like
probably just looks through like criminal shit and just
yeah,
make sure you
there's
don't have a
not
felony.
a dude doing your background check. You know what I mean? Like if you had to actually like get a
See, but the
legit
thing is
background
that
check,
you could do all of the most intense background checks. You could do everything right. You could implement all of these things that people want implemented with gun control. The bad people are still going to get guns,
of course they are.
and it doesn't. I don't think it's going to slow it down. It might slow it down a small infinitesimal amount,
But let's just use,
but
I
it
mean,
just
okay,
won't.
sure. But let's just use the example of the dude that just did this.
Yeah,
Right?
he'll do what he wants to do either way.
What is he
What would
gonna
have
do
stopped him
if he couldn't
was
buy a gun?
if somebody in there was armed, if even a few people were armed, dude, that would have went down so much differently. I assure you, it would have
So
gone
you,
down
you
so much
think if we
differently.
had government subsidized fucking gun day where the government would give you a tax or the government gives everybody a tax break. You go buy a gun, you write it off on your fucking taxes, right? Let's say we have that and we
That'd be
arm
nice.
damn near everybody.
Well, there are more guns in this country than there are people.
Of course there are. Um,
It's just that there's a lot of people that just don't like owning them, and especially young people, where they're like really like afraid of. I mean, I guess I'm one of these people. I don't fucking own a gun, but I'm not afraid of them. I don't
I
know.
mean, I had a shotgun that I've had a lot of guns, honestly, and I've gotten rid of them over the years just from, I don't like to collect things that I don't use like a lot. They sit there. So I have one now. I have an M1911 that my dad gave me that I'm just hanging on to just because he gave it
Those
to
are
me.
cool.
It's
I
not a
thought
particularly,
if I was to get a handgun, I'd get a 1911. Those are fucking badass.
yeah, I mean, but I don't like take it to a range and shoot it. I don't like,
Yeah, that's the thing.
just,
If I had a gun, I feel like I'd never use it. Like I don't think I'm not that kind of guy that goes shooting. That would go shooting a lot. But I do see the
right.
value in owning one, and I probably should get one.
Right. And I'm not saying that, like, again, I mean, I don't know, people probably cry about my views for this shit, but I don't think if you're a card carrying, responsible fucking citizen and you own a gun and you have your fucking concealed carry or whatever you got and you have your gun, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think shit's going to happen, but I mean, I don't know, look at like moms who fucking have their concealed carry little pea shooter in their purse and their fucking kid takes it out and whacks them with it when they're in a grocery store. You know what I mean? I don't think that, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
guess
mean,
I'm a hypocrite
more
because I
gun
have one,
related
but
incidents will happen if more people have guns.
right.
Like especially in that case of like accidental shit. Like when you get a gun, you're more likely to kill yourself with it than you are to kill someone else with it by like magnitudes. Like you're like there are downsides to owning guns, and another one that a lot of people don't like to think about is that if you own a gun, like if you don't own a gun, there's never that choice to pull out your gun if that makes sense. Like that's never a that's not a tool in your toolbox. Like you can't just pull out your gun and shoot that guy. Like you don't ever have that option. So like, you know, there
Well, a
are
lot of people too,
downsides
though.
to it a
A
little
lot
bit.
of people too, though.
But I
That
think overall, I think if people were armed, there would be way less mass shooters. Because I mean, look at Texas.
I mean,
When
hang
Texas
on.
did that Draw Mohammed cartoon, and those fucking people tried to crash it. Those like Muslim people were like, "We're gonna kill all those fucking guys." That went poorly for them, dude. One dude, 2 headshots, you're done. GG, no re. Like everybody was armed in that motherfucker, and they got nowhere. They didn't kill anybody.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Oh, so
Maybe
Texas, of course it was in Texas.
When was this?
Texas did this Draw Mohammed contest, and some Muslim extremists tried to go in there and kill a bunch of people. So they came in there with their guns, and they didn't kill anybody, dude. The second somebody saw that they had guns pulled out and were getting ready to shoot somebody, one guy killed both of them.
Texas
This big old Texas country boy got fucking 2
This
headshots.
was last year.
This was maybe it was last year.
It says
Texas.
Two gunmen were killed and a security guard wounded Sunday outside a Dramahan contest by a free speech group. Attackers drove up and opened fire on the security guard as the event was finishing up. Officers at the heavily policed event returned fire, killing the man. Officers at the heavily policed event. Not some random dude in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
The
Either
suspect-
way, dude
That's
with
a
gun.
big difference. Here's a big difference that I have that I guess I agree with you. I don't know, but I think instead of giving more people easier access to guns or subsidizing them or whatever you want to do,
I don't think
we
the
just,
government should subsidize guns. That was a joke.
All right, okay. Why don't we just put more fucking trained? I mean, look at how many special
Because that's not
forces
realistic at all.
vets to put more fucking like put one at a school that has a gun.
Most
to put them in.
most schools have that.
They have one.
like a
They have
cop.
deputy fucking douchebag who couldn't make it on the force, so they assigned him to fucking Harborview
What you're saying is
Elementary
not
School.
realistic, and I think you know it. Like you can't
don't think
police
so.
every single fucking gathering. Like it's just that.
I think the police do get paid a lot of times to police gatherings.
Yeah, they do the major ones, and I agree that there should be police at like the Virginia Tech home football games where there's 50,000 people there. Yeah, I agree that there should be police in places, but you can't ask for a giant police presence at every single
No, of course
gathering.
not.
Like
There are a lot of them have it, but you can. I'm like, what I'm saying is that there could be more companies that start up that take vets that are like
yeah,
special.
they're called private military contractors. They exist.
Sure,
They don't,
but they're not. They're not
that
very
shit doesn't
prevalent.
pay well enough for them to go and do that shit.
I'm just saying, dude.
They're over there
like,
being bodyguards to Akbar
I'm saying,
the billionaire.
listen. If you just go buy a gun and you're a law-abiding whatever dude, I promise you, and you don't have a lot of gun experience, like maybe you shot a gun a couple times, whatever. If someone breaks into your house, I promise you that you are not going to have the wherewithal to get that shit out, load it, aim, and take that dude down.
There are many cases of people of like little old ladies fucking, blowing some burglar away.
If they keep a loaded fucking, sure there are. But
There's so many cases of
are,
people defending themselves and saying
there are
like
a lot
this.
of cases of people being fucking retarded with guns too.
Yeah,
again,
but who cares? That's
I'm
natural
not
selection.
arguing one point or the other. I'm presenting both sides of the argument, and I'm telling you that there are people. I mean, like if you're gonna own a gun, I feel like you need to be fucking proficient. You need to be some sort of like, I don't want to say continuing education, but some sort of way that you prove that you're fucking functional. You know what I mean? Like if you just go
I
buy
could
it,
sign on for that instead of having these arbitrary like whatever things. Like to own a gun, you have to go through a gun safety course. Sure, I could sign on for that because that's not like denying people guns. That's just saying, hey, if you want to own a gun, you got to know how to fucking use it. That's fine. I don't think. I don't even think the NRA would be against that because that's not like some arbitrary thing where you're on a list.
No,
What?
isn't that? I feel like that's.
Maybe that is a thing. I don't.
I'm
I know
pretty- I
to get
feel
a
like-
concealed carry, you have to go through a big course, but
NRA members say training should be required before obtaining concealed carry permit. That's
Well,
not
then
bad.
they want that. I mean, I don't
Well,
see any downside to that.
yeah.
I don't think anybody
No,
anybody on
I
either
don't think
side of
that's
the
a law
debate
actually.
sees a
I don't think
problem with
that's a
that.
law actually. No safety training required to get gun permit. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a law.
Yeah, I don't
Should
think
be a
it's a
law.
law. I know it is for concealed though.
Yeah, I mean it should be a law, but I don't know, dude. Like I said, I mean there's like pros and cons to both of it. I don't think this thing should. I don't think what happened in Orlando should be a gun debate issue yet again. Like I don't. I think we should just. I think we should just look at the fucking people in his alignment before we look at the guns that were
Well, the
involved.
people in his alignment, it's the same story
Right.
over and over and
Radical
over
Muslims.
again.
Completely agree. Which I think we have to solve that problem somehow. I think the gun thing is
Good
a
luck.
no, right. Dude, I just said somehow. Like we
I
need
know,
to
I
do
know. That was a
we need
joke.
to do none of these things are easy because you have passionate people like on both sides of the fucking coin. So what happens is we get in arguments like which have blown up on social media today about guns, about gays, about fucking Muslims. We get in arguments. Nobody can come to any middle ground at all because nobody wants to give up anything or acknowledge any side of the argument, and we do nothing. And then we're here again when in another
The
month
thing about
when
gun
someone else
control
sets
is
the
that there
record.
really is no middle ground.
But there is.
Not really.
There is though. More
The
stringent.
like
What
the
a, more
people the people that believe the Second Amendment is for the potential of fighting against a tyrannical government. Those people, there is no middle ground. It's fucking nothing should change.
But they don't. Here's my thing. Let's just step back from your position for a second. If you believe that, then whatever firearm that companies want to make, you should be able to purchase. If you truly believe that, then you should get more than you're already getting. Because what you're already getting is, let's call it X. You should get the whole fucking alphabet of
Yeah, and
guns.
there's a lot of people that probably think that way.
They're fucking insane. That's retarded. So what I'm saying is, and while you can hold that Second Amendment,
Well,
thing
I'm saying
in
the
place,
people that think like that don't want to give up anything.
I agree, and those people are, in my opinion, incorrect. Which is fine. I mean, I'm not.
I don't.
The
I don't
fucking
think they're
lawmaker.
incorrect at all. If you think about like history and what has happened in other situations, like
Dude,
once they start going
when
for the
that law
guns,
was
shit goes
when that law
downhill.
was written, when that shit happened,
Yeah,
like you could take your fucking
yeah. When that shit happened, people were still the same as they are now.
and
Like,
go march on the fucking Capitol as a militia. Like you're not gonna get that shit nowadays.
yeah, but the
You
human
know what I mean?
condition hasn't changed that much. Like, there's a reason why that's second. Like, oh, you can say what you want, and you're gonna have guns. Like, it's like the number one most important thing, and then the second most important thing immediately after was that.
It doesn't say what kind of guns you can have. It says you can have guns. It doesn't say you can have
The idea is that
these
the
kinds
people
of
can
guns.
defend themselves. That was the idea of it.
right. So what can you defend yourself with? Guns.
Guns.
You don't need all types of guns. You need guns. So that's my point. My point is
Well,
the line is arbitrary. Where we have the line right now is not like the best spot for it. It doesn't mean that people can't have more or less guns. It just means they have guns. The line is fucking arbitrary on what's legal, what's illegal. I mean, why aren't fully automatic guns legal?
That's I don't know. I don't know why they aren't. I think it's silly that they
Okay,
aren't.
so why aren't people that believe that crazy bullshit fucking
They are. They do want them.
okay? Well,
But
I
the
hope
thing
they don't
is
get
that
them.
the people aren't the gun people aren't campaigning for fully automatic guns because it's not effective. Like you don't see like yeah.
Well, neither is the only thing that's a like again, it's a circle jerk debate. Like you go to a mass shooting, you're going to use an AR or you're going to use an assault rifle because that's what that's effective at.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't personally think that people should be allowed to buy those. I think it's cool. I mean, my buddies have them. I mean, I fucking used one for years. I was literally a weapons officer in the Navy. That's what I did on my first ship. I shot twin 50s, grenade launchers, fucking M60s, you name it, I shot it. That is some cool shit, especially a grenade launcher on semi-auto 3-round burst kind of thing. It's fun as fuck. But I in my personal life, I don't feel like I should want or need to own a rifle to show off to my friends and to like go shoot for fun. Like I don't really think I see need for that. So again, I don't speak for everybody. I speak for myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think most people. Well, if you're thinking about it right now, you're correct. There is no need for anyone to own high-powered rifles that are capable of, killing people like as effectively as AR-15s are right now. You are 100% correct. No reason to own them other than they're fun. But that's not the point. The point is that, oh shit, what if the government goes bananas and all of a sudden we need these things? That's the point. And hopefully that never happens, and people like to think that'll never happen, but history has shown us that that does happen pretty goddamn frequently, and every time that governments start going for the guns, that starts happening. So
I
that's
guess,
where
dude.
people are coming from.
I just don't think that our I don't think that happens here. I don't think it
I
happens
think
on.
you're
I think
very
it hap-
naive if you think
I
that
think it
that
ha-
is impossible. That's an impossibility.
government fucking crazy corrupted fucking yeah. I mean, if your
Dude,
boy Trump
it's
gets
happened, and it will happen again. It's
in
just a
the
matter of
U.S.
time.
Okay.
It might not happen in our lifetimes, but it's going. The human condition hasn't changed. Like when fucking Columbus came over here in 1492, and all these crazy ass motherfuckers came with him. It hasn't changed. It's the same shit. It's the same shit since Rome. It's not like people aren't different. It's the same thing.
That shit is gonna happen in places where there is no government. So yeah, sure, it can happen in the U.S. If fucking North Korea somehow got their shit together and launched a nuclear attack on the U.S. and demolished like half of it, and then all of a sudden we started fighting with each other. Washington was gone and in shambles, and we were putting together a piecemeal fucking government, and we were completely destabilized. Then sure, it could possibly happen. Where it happens in countries like fucking Syria or fucking Iraq, where we demolish their whole country and then we set up a new government. Yes, but in countries like fucking Spain and Europe, or not Europe, England, Germany, all the European countries here, Canada, Mexico, you're not gonna get that shit, dude.
I think you're naive.
Okay, that's fine.
I just think you're incorrect.
That's fine.
Thinking that can't happen,
I didn't
I
say
think
that.
is very naive.
I literally just spent 20 seconds describing a scenario where it could happen.
No, I'm saying
And
that
I
it
just
could
said,
happen.
I don't think
It could happen without that happening.
corrupt,
It could happen
crazy
without some
government
sort of
takeover.
crazy North Korea bombing. No, I'm saying it could happen without that. Like, think
would it
about
happen?
like all of the overbearing shit the government has done. Like, it's
So like what?
like I don't know, the fucking Gulf of Tonkin, like getting into Vietnam for something that literally didn't even happen. That was fucking fake. Then I don't know, the Patriot Act. Oh, Dopamean, we suspect you're a terrorist. You have no rights. We can throw you in Guantanamo forever. Oh shit. The NSA. Now we can systematically go through all of the data of everything, every single
of
thing
course we
you've
do
ever
shady-
done,
shady shit.
and isolate people that may not have the same sort of ideas that or ideals that we have, and we know who they are. Like, it's like 1984. Like, it's like happening, like slowly.
Not even close. Not even close, dude. I think
Dude,
I think as
the,
we
the
get
primary
I think,
the primary
I think as we
premise of
get,
1984 was that the government was spying on everybody, and it turns out the government is spying on everybody.
sort of not
Yeah,
exactly.
what? Dude, the NSA
Sort of.
is the size of
No, I'm
Radford,
saying the
Virginia.
premise of 1984.
What?
The premise of 1984 wasn't just spying; it was a totalitarian fucking. It
Well,
was
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit-
but they knew everything.
right. And if you, I mean, as we get more fucking like this is the thing, right? Like, I think that yeah, the Snowden fucking thing, you can call him a hero, you can call him whatever you want, right? Like he did good or bad, however you see it. Some people see two sides of the coin. Patriot Act this, Patriot Act that. As we get more technologically advanced, and terrorists, on the contrary, get more technologically advanced, and we're susceptible to hacking from China, hacking from North Korea, all of our shit's online or whatever. I mean, the government is going to have to figure out some way to monitor all of those information systems to make sure that we're, for lack of a better word, safe, right? So how they do it is, I mean, there's going to be, again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm defending them looking at private people's phones and all that other kind of shit. That's probably not the right answer, but rather than them taking a full hands-off approach, we're saying, we're just going to play our game. You guys have all your freedoms. We're not going to touch you. We're not going to do anything. Like, I think that makes us a lot more vulnerable than it does. You know what I mean? Like, I guess what I'm saying is the government really doesn't care if you're texting dick pics to some dude. Like, that's you know what I mean? They're not going to come arrest you for that. So, I think they already monitor it, dude. I think
there's a really good quote for this though, for what you just said, from good old Ben Franklin himself. Those who give up essential liberty to purchase little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.
Great, but I'm not saying you give up liberty. I'm saying that I'm saying there's not a right answer. What I'm saying is that we're going to have to develop some middle ground fucking system, and whether or not that's done with the public's knowledge or the government does it on their own, whatever they need to do, we're going to have to develop some system as we move forward technologically that keeps us safe from technological warfare, right? Like terrorists using fucking PSN chat to communicate fucking strikes because the government doesn't give a fuck about video games. You know what I mean? That's why they use that shit, right? Like that, you heard about that, right? Like that was their primary communication, was getting in a fucking party, an Xbox party, or it was PlayStation party, and chatting on headsets because they know the government didn't give a fuck about video games. They wouldn't think they would do it. Like that was their primary means of communication.
Yeah, well, I mean the government, like they're not going to be able to stop everything. That's kind of the thing. Like you can't. People are going to get through the cracks. People are.
Of course, and I'm not saying they wouldn't. What I'm saying is that we need to be smart about how we approach these things, and this is the crux of what I'm saying. And we need to be able to have a discussion about what makes sense rather than taking some hardline fucking yeehaw stance about these are my freedoms and I'll be goddamn you're going to take my gun. Like that's not going to get anything solved. Like you can acknowledge people's points and you can understand where they're coming from, but at the end of the day, if our country is not going to fall fucking apart, and maybe that's how our country falls apart, is that the left and the right don't actually talk about anything, and then nothing gets done, and then we have more shootings, and then like fucking we'll just argue about it for a day on fucking Twitter, and then it'll go away, and then it'll happen again. Because we really, you can't say that we don't do. We
people
do
being stripped of personal freedoms is a good way to start. Like
I don't think so either. But I think you have to be able to do something that doesn't infringe on people's rights and freedoms, but that also is done in a way. I mean, you could make a Patriot Act system, right? A fucking monitor everybody's phones, and I'm not saying I want this or this is right or whatever. I'm just saying you could make a system that surveys everybody in the fucking country and put some independent third party fucking outside of the government check and balance on it where it can't be used in a nefarious way or something like that. Maybe not, but if you can never have the discussion because you have that stance on things, then this kind of stuff happens where we have a shooting, we argue about what needs to be done, and then we'll have another shooting in a month and we'll argue about it again and nothing will happen.
Well, I mean, the cold hard truth is that nothing can be done. And that's the thing that people don't want to hear. Like if some guy
So what are we going to do?
The only thing that can be done is to mitigate it. Like if somebody wants to do something, they're gonna fucking do it. That goes with about anything in life. If somebody wants to break into your house, I don't care what kind of fucking lock you have on your door, what kind of whatever windows you have, they're gonna fucking get in. If somebody wants to go and attempt to kill a bunch of people, they're gonna fucking do it. Why would you even lock your door then? What?
Why would you lock your door then? Why would you lock your car ever if that's the case?
Why would you? Because in case somebody really doesn't want to that bad.
Okay.
That's the point. That's the thing,
so
right? So
kind of half-added. Maybe I'll break in. Oh, the door's locked. Fuck, I'm not gonna break in.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
That's well, the most of the robberies that happen are from people that don't even have their doors locked. But if somebody wants to get in, they're getting in.
Right.
And the same thing goes with these fucking terrorists, these people that you want to go kill 50 people in a gay nightclub. They're gonna go for it. They're gonna try and do it. The only thing that's gonna stop them is somebody that says, okay, go for it. That's I don't know. I think it's very naive that people think that
Around,
some
hang on.
litigation will stop
Around
crazy people from
60%
being
of
crazy.
burglars.
It's just that's not crazy people are
Around
going to be crazy either way, regardless of gun laws.
a surprising 30% of burglars entered home through an unlocked door, window, or other opening without resorting to force. So the overwhelming majority doesn't do that, by the way.
Whatever. I don't have a lot of them do just get in through
Yeah,
just
30%.
That's a lot.
That's three out of
That's a
10.
pretty large percentage of people that just walk through the fucking door.
Because
But
idiots
anyway,
don't
if
fucking-
people, if somebody wants to get into a bank vault, they're gonna fucking get into a bank vault. It doesn't matter how thick the fucking shit is or whatever. If
Dude,
somebody wants to do something, they're
dude,
gonna
hang
do it.
on.
Especially in
Wait
the
a
case
minute.
of
Wait a minute. If you're saying that if I really want to go get into a bank vault, I can just myself go get a bunch of shit and go just get in. I mean, banks, I don't know, man. I think that to say that preventative measures are, you're not going to get, like, okay, take the gay nightclub, for example. Do you think
I think in this
300
particular
gay
I think in
dudes-
this particular case with how extreme this is, like the kind of person that has it in their mind that they're gonna go and massacre some gay dudes. Whatever, kill them. That's just a better word. Massacre some gay dudes. That could
That's
have a
what he
different
did.
meaning.
I mean, he did massacre them, so.
Yeah. But, never mind. That was a bad joke. Anyway, I think in this particular case, anybody that has that sort of thought in the first place that's going to go through with this is going to do it regardless of,
Of course.
oh, maybe whatever. Like, if it was against the
course.
law.
Of course they are. And like no one well, you shouldn't, and I'm not saying anything otherwise. Like all of these preventative measures, like if you
Are
get
worthless.
if you take away assault rifles, if you stop, okay, so what the fuck does banning immigration do? It's
Not
the same
much.
thing.
Not
It's
much.
The same
I
thing.
agree with
why
that.
even do it then? Why make that?
It would probably help a little bit. Like I'm sure in the case of
So would
Germany,
other
I'm sure in
things.
the case of Germany, they had way less fucking shit happening when they didn't have all the refugees. I'm sure. But if we were to close our borders right now, we'd still have terrorist attacks. But
So-
if we were to open our borders to every single Muslim ever, there would be more.
Right. So it mitigates it a little bit. Right?
Yeah, but that's just from
Okay.
not letting people with a certain ideology in your country. That means
it
there's just less
mitigates
of
it
them.
a little bit. And if it was hard to get assault rifles because you couldn't buy them, because you'd have to go on the black market to get them somehow, or it would still be in circulation for a long time because you're not going to take people's guns. That's not what I think anybody's saying. Fuck, I hope not, because I wouldn't be for that. So you'd have to buy it from somebody, right? It mitigates it a little bit. Maybe the guy's like, all right, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm not going to kill 50 people because I can't go get a fucking gun today, but I have to go buy one from blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but
that's
they're
the
not
only
gonna,
thing.
that thought process isn't going to happen. Like, what you
knows?
just said is not going to happen.
I mean, he couldn't
Like-
have walked into a store to buy one.
Like, what you just said was like, oh, damn, getting a gun's hard. I guess I changed my mind on killing those 50
no,
gay people.
or when he goes into the gun store, he buys 2 handguns instead of a handgun and an assault rifle, and then only 40 people die instead of 50.
I think
like,
I think a way better scenario would be crazy guy walks into a gay club, shoots 3 people, and then gets insta killed by a gun owner.
I guess. I don't
I
think
think
if
that
you walk
is the
into a
most
gay club of
realistic
350
compromise
people, you're gonna find
that
anybody
could
who's
happen.
carrying a gun. Listen, guns don't fit in fucking hip hugger, fucking nut hugger jeans. Okay.
Well, then
Those
the gay community is gonna have to change their fashion.
the gay jeans are not good places to hide guns. So unless you're putting it in your oversized Gucci fucking sweater vest, that's the only place you can hide it.
Let me check your asshole.
I'm just saying, dude. Mitigation helps. Like, If we
I just
do
don't think that
if we
particular
do
kind of mitigation would be
absolutely
effective.
nothing, which is what we're gonna do, which is absolutely nothing, then we're just gonna have another argument as soon as another one happens. I mean, they fucking dude, Sandy Hook, they killed kids, and like we did nothing. We could have at least, and this goes with your fucking ideology, I think, put a fucking guard at the school
Did
because
that
there
school
wasn't
not have a
one.
guard?
No,
Most
I
of them
guess
do.
not.
That
Or
that
he
was the
was a
weird.
fucking what? Like, hang on, I'm sure Google has the answer. Was there a guard at Sandy Hook?
Either way, Sandy Hook's gonna happen again. It's just a matter of time. It you can't police all these things. The only thing that would have helped Sandy Hook is if the teachers were armed. And I know for a fact the teachers at Radford, some of them are armed, even though it's against the fucking law. I know for a fact the principal at one of my old elementary schools carried a gun because I fucking saw it.
So hang on. While Sandy Hook Elementary School didn't have an armed guard, Columbine did, and so did Virginia Tech. In fact, an armed campus guard was killed in the most recent shooting at Virginia Tech in December of 2011, and all the armed members of the military were not able to prevent the shootings at Fort Hood.
Yeah,
So who
yeah.
knows, dude? I mean,
You can't stop them all.
you're right. Like you're right, absolutely right. That sure, if someone had a gun and someone fucking headshotted fucking I don't know. I'm assuming his name. What is it? Omar, which is a black guy's name, which is kind of weird. That anyway. Omar, someone headshot him. Of course, you've saved lives, right? But like, in lieu of that, like, what do you do? Like,
You can't do anything. The only way to stop the fucking gunman is to stop him. Like you can't. You're not gonna litigate this. I don't think. I think this is just a real cut and dry. This is what's gotta happen. You know, if some guy has it in his
if that's
mind that
true,
he wants to kill
if
a bunch
that's
of
true,
people, you gotta
so
fucking.
I'm gonna take your side of the coin for a second to play devil's advocate. If that's true, then what do we need to do to ensure more of that is in place? Because the answer is not nothing and hope more people either give up guns or get more guns because that's not going to happen. The same amount of people are going to fucking get guns that have always had guns.
Then nothing is
So
gonna happen.
so nothing happens.
I
So
think I think eventually people will.
buy more
I
guns.
think if more of this stuff keeps happening, people are going to arm themselves. I think the problem might
So
slowly fix
so
itself,
wait. So hang on. I'm
at least to a certain
conversation.
degree.
So if more people arming themselves solves this problem or at least mitigates it,
Mitigates it, yeah. It's not going to solve it.
should not the government take steps to facilitate
No.
as many people as possible getting guns?
No, because the government already has too big of a role in the first place. People should take
Well,
responsibility for themselves.
facilitating doesn't mean getting in the way, right? Or doing something. It could mean
I think the
doing
government
less.
should just back the fuck off and not be so goddamn
That's
overbearing for once,
well, that's
and
doing
just let
something.
people do what they want to do.
That's doing something, right? That's facilitating more people owning guns.
Oh,
Or
I
like,
thought you meant by facilitating as in like having them be a fucking write off on your taxes or some shit, like we were saying earlier.
no, no.
No,
If they
they don't have to
remove
do anything to facilitate it. They just have to fucking not do anything.
right, okay. So that's what you're. So I'm just saying because they're not doing anything right now. There's no
Yeah,
like new
no,
gun laws. They're
I
arguing
think that
for
if
them.
this
They're not
consistently
there.
keeps happening over and over again, which it is, um, I think more and more people are arming. I mean, every single time there's a tragedy like
think
this, gun
no,
sales shoot up.
So you think that our gun laws, as they currently stand, are fine and don't need adjustment? Either way, they don't need to be
Um,
more aggressive or they don't need to be more lax.
yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, changing the gun law, either way, is not going to help anybody. Like if they made it to where people could own fucking M60 machine guns, that's not going to make terrorists. That's not going to mean that this is not going to happen again. Like either like it's the gun laws changing for the better won't help this, and the gun laws changing for the worse won't make this any better either. Like I think it's just going to be a slow process of people seeing this happen over and over and over again and then arming themselves.
Okay.
Because I mean, if you look at Germany, like so Germany, guns are illegal, but well, I think for like most people, right? They don't have the same sort of like they don't know what freedom is like. That's a joke. But they have. I think I saw a news story where people like pepper spray and like non gun weapons like shot up crazily after the whole refugee thing. Let's see here, Germany
I'm sure
weapons
they did.
sales. Yeah, so people are gonna arm themselves. Yeah, small arms sales skyrocket in Germany after Cologne assaults. So people are buying pepper spray and electroshock weapons. They say it more than doubled since that happened.
Right. I'm sure it
So
did.
people are gonna take responsibility, or at least that's the idea.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, I would want to see the long term effect of that. Maybe those people that are buying guns who legitimately are fearing for something won't use the guns. Maybe they'll just hang on to them. They won't have a higher rate of gun incidents. They won't have more fucking gun violence, and I think that would be a good case study for what would happen in America if we made changes. Maybe what we should do
Well, I mean, gun
is
violence has gone down. Like
maybe we should
violence.
test it. Maybe we should test it out, right? Maybe take L.A. and California do that. Oh no, California would never do this. They're Democratic. Texas, that's a good example. Maybe take fucking the greater Houston area and put in some legislation that makes it super easy to get guns, or fucking, you know, do something that puts more guns out into the fucking environment, and see what happens in 5 years. You know what I
Well,
mean?
see, the
See,
thing
see what
is
actually
that
happens.
violent, like gun crime and violent crime in general, has gone way down, especially through our generation. I think because our generation is a bunch of pussies and nobody gets in fights anymore, and no one's like all that shit has
Yeah,
gone way down.
but
Probably because of the
terror
internet.
has gone way up.
What?
Terror has gone way up. Like,
Because those two things aren't related at all.
right?
Like gun,
Okay,
like gun violence when Jimmy Bob kills Billy Bob over Chevy being better than Ford. That shit has no relation to terrorism. Like gun,
yeah, but
it's
most terrorism involves guns. So you can't say that it's not gun violence, because it's guns. It's gun violence. They
it's not the
obtain they
same
obtain them
though.
here.
It's not the same though. One of them is ideologically, religiously charged violence. The other one is I got real mad at Jim Bob and then I pulled the trigger and I regret it.
Yeah, but okay. I think that's
They're
kind of weird.
very fucking different.
I don't. I think the distinction that you're making, you can make a distinction, but I mean, like whatever you just like, the dude's gonna get him mad at another dude for a reason. He could be mad at him because he's a fucking gay couple that moves in next door, and he doesn't agree with that because it's Texas and you shoot gays, so he fucking kills them, right? Like that's the same thing as what this dude did in Orlando, just on a smaller scale. So I don't think they're. I mean, one of them has overseas fucking, you know, religious overtones, but I honestly don't even know if. I mean, yeah, the guy pledges support to ISIS, and his name was Omar, and he was a Muslim, and blah 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 blah. But I think that this crime is as large LBGT hate, quote unquote, as it is radical Muslim ideological fucking
It's
shit.
both. It's a fucking double whammy. They hate
Right.
gay people,
I
and they
got
happen
it.
to be like it's
But
both.
I think this dude explicitly hated gay people more than other radicals hate gay people. Because if that was true, then you wouldn't have people doing, like, ISIS supporters doing like the Boston bombings, which was two kids, but you know what I'm saying. Like
No, this guy
it would be
just particular. This guy was just particular with gay people. I don't think.
right. So it's 50-50, right? It's crazy LGBT hate coupled with radical Islam, which so happens to be a tenet of
They
radical
hate
Islam.
everybody
Right, but they really hate gays. Like they have a specific thing that says, like,
and Christians
death, and
and other
sure,
Muslims.
sure, but right. My point is that I would say it's probably 50-50 LBGT hate and radical Islam.
I think it was
So
just a perfect situation. He's like, oh shit, I hate everyone, and there's gay people here. This is like Christmas.
Yeah,
Or
but I
probably
mean,
not Christmas. Probably didn't
he
use
told
Christmas, but
he told his dad in the interview, if you listen to it, that like he saw two dudes making out in like a week earlier, and it made him really angry, and it like spurned this whole like it was the last straw for him, I guess, and that's what caused
whatever.
him to do this.
They hate everybody anyway.
But my point is, if it's LBGT hate, right? Like, there's a lot of LBGT fucking violence in the country that's not terrorism, so they are linked somewhat. It's not an easy answer, dude. It's not an easy problem. Like, I don't even know if we do anything. I don't know if we solve anything, but I think we have to do something. Because if we just sit back, like, take that,
Like,
you know,
well,
just
what? I just don't. What can be done that will actually have any effect? I don't think. I think other than people taking responsibility and arming themselves, I think that realistically, nothing can be done.
yeah, maybe,
Like, you think the government's
maybe
going
the
to be
things
able to
they do.
bureaucratically figure this thing out? Like,
No,
come
of course
on.
not. Because there's people like you and people like me in the fucking government that will never ever be able to agree on anything. So, because you obviously have a very like right-leaning Republican fucking mindset when it comes to this kind of stuff, which is I'm not saying is wrong. It's fine. And I have a different one. We would never agree on any legislation. Like if you and I, this is a good example. If you and I sat down to introduce legislation to fix whatever this is, or address it, or not even legislation, but a plan of action, I don't know if we would ever come up with one. And that's what happens in the government is that you have two sides that don't really ever see eye to
Well,
eye.
I'm just not one of those people that thinks the government should have to fix everything. I think in a lot of cases, people need to take responsibility for themselves.
I don't think the government has to fix everything either, but I do think the government has a responsibility to make the country and its citizens as safe as possible in whatever aspect they or whatever way they need to do that doesn't
Sure, but
infringe
they
on people's
can't be
rights.
overbearing and go against the
They,
whole
they
like
can't take away
code of this
people's rights to do
country.
so. Right. They can't take away people's rights to do so. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So you have to come up with ways that to do it that don't necessarily infringe on anyone's rights as they sit. And like that was back that whole debate that you and I had about whether or not assault rifles is your right. Like if you took away somebody's assault rifles, there's nothing in the Second Amendment that prevents that, other than your interpretation of what the Second Amendment
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. A lot of people think the right to bear arms is just weapons, in particular, like weapons in general. Because arms can mean like arms doesn't mean just guns. It's like a general term for like weapons.
Right. So who knows, man? Who knows? I I did get the most. I didn't have a good government interaction this week though. I got the
You got a
most
speeding
bullshit.
ticket?
No, I got a ticket though, and it was the most bullshit ticket I've ever gotten in my entire life. So have you heard of? I haven't gotten many tickets, but I've gotten a few. Have you ever heard of this Virginia move over law?
No. What is
Okay,
that?
it's a law that whenever feasible, if there's an emergency vehicle, so a ambulance, a cop, a fucking highway like bullshit patrol response car on the side of the road with lights on, you either have to, if there's space, change lanes to go around, like to give them a lane of clearance, or you need to slow down. I think it's like 15 miles under the speed limit to make sure that the dude on the side of the road who's doing his thing is safe, right? That's what it's for. So I'm coming to work the other day, and there's this like, I guess it's a 4-lane highway, but it's 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other way. And there's this cop car on the side of the road. And I never wear a seatbelt anywhere I go, like rarely.
That's fucking dumb. You should wear a seatbelt.
I know, but the reason I don't is my first car was a '87 Camaro that didn't have a seatbelt on it. So like and my dad always had muscle cars, and they had the belt, the belt in the fucking top that's in the headliner, and like a super old car. So like I never did like when I was growing up. So like I get in the habit. It's a bad habit, whatever.
That's a
I wear
terrible.
'em-
You should wear your. You have a goddamn family. Come on, dude. That's fucking terrible.
I wear it sometimes. I wear it when the beeper annoys me enough that I put it on. But anyway, I had it on this day. So I'm going by this guy, right? And I see this cop car on the side of the road. Lights are on. he wasn't. He didn't have anybody pulled over. He was just sitting on the side of the road on the shoulder with his lights on. And I'm pretty sure this is a bait fucking thing because they run it. You know, like the click it and ticket bullshit that happens. Like they run those fucking things where they check everybody's seatbelt.
Yeah. Most people wear seatbelts. So
Yeah, I've never gotten a ticket for it, so fuck off. So they have one of those things. I think this is one of those campaigns that they just like baited somebody into this fucking law to get a ticket. So this dude's on the side of the road, doesn't have anybody pulled over, just sitting there and lights were on. Not a siren, they were just on. So I'm in the highway and I had to get off, like about a half mile down the road. I had to get off the highway to go to my job, right? So 2-lane highway, there was nobody really around me. I slowed down like about 10-ish, 15 miles under the speed limit. And I go to get over, right? I like move over. But when I moved over, I just did it just to get around this guy. So my car like straddled both lanes. Like I didn't completely make a full lane change.
Oh wow!
I got halfway over and then I got back in the right lane, and he fucking pulls me over, and it's just like fucking, like the Bubba Gump shrimp dude from Forrest Gump, like Bubba Gump fucking shrimp pulled me over with his stupid hat on, and he's like, "You got any idea why I pulled you over today?" And I'm like, "No." I was like, I thought for a second it was a seatbelt, but it wasn't because I had it on. I was like, no. I was like, I wasn't speeding. He's like, you failed to yield to me and the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I got over and I slowed down. He's like, no, you didn't make a complete lane change as required by Virginia law, blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's fucking
and I was
dumb.
like, okay. I was like, are you going to give me a warning? Because I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to give me a fucking ticket for this thing. And he's like, I'll be issuing you a citation today for blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, really? Okay. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? I just gave him my shit.
Yeah, that's some fundraising shit right there.
I'm like thinking about going to court, but I don't really have a leg to stand on because it's his word against mine. You know what I mean? And he gave me a fucking ticket. But like,
how much was the ticket?
I don't know yet. I haven't called. I got it like Thursday or Wednesday, and I have like a month to pay it. I'm sure it's between $100 and $200.
God damn it, dude.
So like, I'm so angry that like.
That's bullshit. I thought you were just gonna like say you like blew by him. Like at first I thought you meant like he was pulled over on the side of the road giving somebody else a ticket. He was just sitting there with his lights on.
Yep, just sitting there with his fucking lights on.
Yeah, dude, that's fundraising. That's all that is. That's bullshit.
I agree. Most bullshit ticket I've ever gotten in my entire life. Like I'm like offended that I got the ticket. Like I almost want to like fight it just to fight it on principle, but I'll lose. So
yeah, wow.
I don't know what to do. But yeah, thanks for making me safe, fucking bubblegum shrimp. I appreciate
it. Serve.
I appreciate your help, and I hope you fucking spend my $150 wisely. So anyway, yeah, that's what happened to me this week. I got that, and then nobody's gonna buy my house, I think. So I'm gonna pull it off the market next month if I don't get anybody. So
does it cost money to like list it on those websites or something?
No, it's free. So, or the agent pays it. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't cost me any money to list it.
Oh.
So it looks like I'll be living here for another year. But apparently...
why not just leave it up then?
That looks really bad. If your house is on the market for like more than a few months, it just looks terrible. Like there's something wrong with your house, which is the reason it's on the market. So it's good to put it up for a little bit and then take it down. I knew we wouldn't get much traffic anyway because like we're kind of out of the price range of most buyers. So like... people are going to be pickier at this price range, and they're also going to be older. And my house has like a modern kind of feel to it because I have like gray walls and you know what I mean. It's got like a
it's got like a young person look, but only old people can afford it.
But basically, but not really. I mean, it's classy. I mean, it's like white and gray. I mean, it looks nice, but it doesn't look like an old country Virginia house. You know what I mean? So like, I'm thinking that. Probably, yeah, like you're saying, like old people can afford it, and then it looks like a modern thing. So I got to find some younger couple who is successful. You know what? The other thing I did. You ever been to Wegmans?
No, I've heard of that. I don't know what it is though, but I've heard that name.
Have you? I wonder if you're gonna get one out where you are. It's a grocery store that's like the Disneyland of grocery stores. Like it just opened. There's one. They're building one right across my house, actually. But there's one like in a city that's close by here, and we went because she wanted to go, and it was retardedly packed. But they have a fucking restaurant in the grocery store. It's called the Pub.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting one of those.
And you can. I mean, it's a small. It's like it's the size of like when you go to the airport and there's like a Chili's at the airport. It's like that. But there's an actual restaurant in there, and then they have like a hot all the hot food you could want with a place to eat it. So if you don't want to eat at the restaurant, you can go to like the fucking sandwich counter or the Asian food or the fucking order whatever you want off that and eat that shit there too. They have like a fucking trail mix bar where you can make your own like custom trail mix shit and put it in a
That
bag.
sounds so lame.
Dude, it's pretty
Trail
good.
mix bar.
Yeah, well, when you're fucking in the, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do it. I didn't.
I know, no, but it just seems like a lame idea, like to go like get something out to eat. Yeah, let's go to the trail mix bar.
No, it's not. It's if you're buying groceries and you want to make some fucking trail mix to buy, you can put what you want in it.
Oh, I thought this was like a restaurant thing.
No, that's faggoty as shit. Why would you have that?
Sounds like some shit they'd have in Seattle or San Francisco or something.
Yeah,
Go to the
exactly.
trail mix bar before we get massacred by the Muslims.
No, right. No, this is like if you're buying groceries. This is actually the grocery part of it. And then they have like they have a hummus section. They have like a salsa section. They have like fucking fish on ice, dude. Like it's like a Walmart size place that's all like various grocery things. And it's like super high end. It was pretty cool. Not a place that I would ever frequent to buy groceries.
Yeah, there's no way we're getting that. It sounds like one of those places where it's really expensive, like everything is.
It's not retarded, but it's definitely more. It's like Whole Foods prices. Whole Foods or fresh market.
That's the best thing about Walmart is I can just buy these big bags of chicken for like $6.
Yeah, it's it's chicken that contains water and quote unquote rib meat. Yeah,
No,
that's actually
they're
that is
breasts. I don't know.
that's the one thing. Unless you buy like the brand chicken at Walmart, but that's like the one thing that I'm actually like elitist about is chicken because I don't know what it is, but like cheap chicken to me just tastes like I think it's injected with something like a saline or there's something in it that makes it taste shitty. But like I can't eat like Food Lion or fucking Walmart. Maybe it was Walmart. Maybe it was just Food Lion because there's a Food Lion right by us. But I buy chicken from like those other stores, and that's pretty much all
I
I buy.
eat so much fucking chicken, it's unbelievable. This
Yeah.
this diet that I do is I eat a bag
How do you
of
make it
chicken.
though?
What?
How do you make it? Is it microwave chicken or
Yeah,
do
it's
you like
microwave.
cook it? What kind of chicken is it?
It's the Great Value Walmart chicken.
Yeah, but is it like it's not raw chicken?
It's chicken breast. It's like pre-cooked, but you just microwave it.
Is it like the Tyson little like?
No,
grilled-
it's not even the Tyson brand. It's cheaper than the Tyson brand.
Okay.
Real high
You just-
quality stuff.
Just eat a chicken, dude. I eat the Tyson ones. The fucking
Dude, they all come from the same factory farms anyway. Like, who gives
yeah,
a shit?
for the most part.
Dude, I eat a bag of that every night.
You eat a whole bag, like an $8 bag of chicken every night.
Yep. It's like
That's
6 or 7 chicken breasts
You eat that every night.
every night.
That's like 800 calories of chicken, though.
Yep.
All right. No wonder you fucking shit out boulders.
No, I don't shit out boulders.
No, like little pebble boulders.
Dude, my shits are
Small-
so
small
tiny.
boulders. Small
Except for
boulders.
when I like cheat on my diet, and then it's like, oh, that's a normal shit.
Right.
Dude, I gotta keep my protein high. I don't want to lose any of my muscle while I'm on this cut.
Right.
I'll
No,
probably
I
still
eat those-
maintain the chicken even when I do bump my food up. But I'm on the home stretch at this point. Shit's
Yeah,
coming
dude.
together.
I'm new out on my shit too. Like so when did I start that? Like 2 weeks ago? A week ago? I've been a lot better. We canceled that Blue Apron thing. Like I'm never doing that shit. That's such a waste. We got the free week of food, and then we were like, yeah, fuck this. We can eat so much cheaper and better, arguably.
And not have to prepare it.
Yeah. Well, no, we still
Pay a
cook.
premium price to make your own food.
No, we still cook, but it's not like the fucking fancy pants, fucking up your nose, fucking shit.
I don't cook anything. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be cheaper to cook, and then I actually broke it down, and it's not. Like
It is
for a
when
single
you-
dude, it's not.
Well, when you eat a whole bag of fucking chicken, it gets expensive. But if you had like last night, right? Like we went and bought for $6, and we actually did buy this at Walmart. We bought those little, they're like bullshit quality, but those little steaks, like the little small ones, you know what I'm talking about, like the size of a pork chop. We bought like 4 of those, I think, for $6, so $2 each, and I grilled them. So like we had one each, and we cut up a zucchini and we split it. So what is that like? $4, $5 for both of us to eat dinner. So it can be. Just depends on what you eat. You know.
Yeah, see, I only eat like twice a day. Most of unless it's like a weekday. But on the weekends, I'll eat twice a day. Like I'll eat the big ass bag of chicken, and then I'll eat like I don't know, like Jimmy John's or something for lunch.
How do you afford? That's a lot of money, bro. Like that's like Jimmy John's is what, $8?
Jimmy John's is
$10?
kind of a premium, yeah. Jimmy John's pretty up there, but it's good as fuck.
So you spend like
it's like
$20 a day
$7.
on food. So when you go to the grocery store, you buy what, 10 bags of chicken? Like does your freezer
Yeah, they're
even
like
fit that?
$6.50 each.
Your
Something
freezer
like that.
fits that shit?
What?
That's a lot of chicken, bro. I'd get tired of fucking. Do you like sauce it or you just fucking nuke it and eat it?
I just I put some water over it because sometimes it's a little dry, so I'll like
Ugh.
do that thing where you like put like water on the tips of your fingers and then like spritz it on the chicken. Because like sometimes if you microwave it without doing that, it's a little dry. So I do that. I essentially water down the chicken, and once I figured out that trick, it became a lot more tasty.
Try the Tyson ones, man. Those are pretty tasty.
See, I don't do them breaded.
No, they're not breaded. They're
Oh.
grilled and they're quote unquote grilled and ready to eat.
But yeah, I'm one of those people that can eat the same shit every day as long as I enjoy it. Like I can eat the same shit over and over again. It doesn't bother me. And with the chicken, I do that. I do that to get a lot of protein because I don't want to lose my muscle mass since I'm on like a giant caloric deficit. Which is why I'm losing the weight as fast as I have.
I do that too, but I have to put some. I have to put some sort of like no calorie sauce on it. Like what do I have? Worcestershire sauce is pretty. You can use. I've got
Yeah, see, it just doesn't bother me enough.
Frank's Red Hot is like no calorie.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me enough to fuck with that. I'm sure I might try that one day, but whatever. It's fine. For me, anyway.
That's a lot of chicken, man. I didn't know you ate that. That's fucking crazy. I don't think I could eat a bag of that shit. Like, I
only eat twice a day. So
I know,
I'll eat
dude,
like a
but,
sandwich from Jimmy. Like it's only like a total of 1,700 calories I eat the entire day, which is a super aggressive cut for somebody my size.
Yeah. Yeah, back when I was on like my PSMF, I was eating like fucking Dallas Buyers Club Matthew McConaughey style food.
Well, the thing with chicken is that it's not like. So the thing with chicken is like the chicken breast. It's not very calorically dense, and also since it's such high protein, like a protein, like calories from protein are not the same as calories from like sugar or carbohydrates. So like, it's only like 30%. Because like to digest protein, it's kind of like a bitch for your body to do it. So, in reality, the 700 calories I got from the chicken breast is more like 600-ish because digesting it is kind of like hard for your body to do. So that's a thing too. So, but the main thing is keeping the protein high, even though the calories are low, so I don't fucking shrivel away. But I've been staying strong, so I'm good.
Right. Did you see the Virginia Beach thing with the chick who got fucking impaled by the umbrella?
Yeah, I wonder, and maybe it's fucked up for me saying, but I wonder like how she got impaled.
It blew the umbrella.
Well, no, but I want to know like the details. Like I get that an umbrella came and hit her and like impaled her, but like did it go like through her stomach, or like?
Oh, I think it went into her. I think it like punctured her. I think it's her heart, dude. Like it went into her like fucking. Hang on, let me see. Let me link this thing. And I don't think it was like too specific on like where it hit, but I think it like fucking right in the chest. So
That's a
this
pretty brutal way to go, and you can totally see that happening. Like, dude, an umbrella could get some serious wind behind it.
Yeah, have you seen the article? Like, did you?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was a fuck. I mean, it's a.
Yeah, they showed the
It's
spike.
a spike. A woman celebrating her 55th birthday at Virginia Beach died Wednesday after she was impaled by a windblown beach umbrella. Police said the umbrella was anchored in the sand when a strong gust of wind carried it, hitting the 55-year-old woman from the town of Chester, Lottie Belk. Woman was in cardiac arrest. The woman was impaled in the torso.
What we need the government to regulate these umbrellas and keep us safe.
Right. No, actually what we need is everybody to have their own umbrella. So that when they see the umbrella flying through the air, they can just take it and like fucking knock it down real quick before it ever gets to her. That's what they need.
Need to regulate these assault umbrellas.
Exactly. I'm telling you, you just need more people with their own umbrellas. Because the more umbrellas we have on the beach, the safer you are.
I bet more umbrellas on the beach could have maybe stopped that.
I
Like
right,
what do
of
you have?
course. All right. If you just have so many umbrellas that
No,
there's
or
no
or
possible
there's
way.
like a giant tornado of like millions of spiky umbrellas, like just like being. Could you imagine? Dude, it's like toothpicks, like giant toothpicks flying through the air.
Right. Yep.
What a brutal way to go. God damn, death by umbrella. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so E3 is next week, so we should have some good game shit to talk about. I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure.
E3 is until like Wednesday or Thursday though.
Um. Let me see.
Because I know you said you wanted to do the show like on Monday
I thought
potentially
E3
because of
was.
E3, but I think it's on Wednesday and Thursday.
Is it? Well, there was some shit that came out today.
Yeah, yeah, there was some leaked stuff like Titanfall 2, which I hope is not shit.
Sunday, June 12th, which is today. Injustice 2 gameplay reveal. EA pre-show, EA conference, EA post-show. So there was some shit today.
Yeah, a lot of companies are trying to release their stuff before E3 because E3 is such a crazy clusterfuck that it's hard to get press.
Right. Monday, June 13th, Bethesda conference, YouTube Live, Microsoft, and I guess they're going to talk about the new console. PC gaming, Ubisoft conference.
That new
Tuesday.
console shit's fucking dumb.
I told you, dude. You were like, I don't know what it's going to be. PS4K. That's what it is. That's what they actually. I think that's actually what they called it. PS4K.
That's a
Um,
retarded name if they actually call it that.
why is that? What's a better name?
Anything with that, it just doesn't sound. I don't know.
PS4K. No, dude. That's the best
Well,
name they could have
I
called.
just think it's silly that they're upgrading consoles this quickly. Like, the whole point of consoles is to buy a set piece of hardware
Well, how long
for
has
a
it been out
long
though?
period of time.
How long has it been out though?
Not very long, not long
It's been
enough.
out. It's been out. I think Xbox One came out before
Yeah, it
PS4,
did.
right? PS4 release date was
But the whole idea of consoles is to have one set piece of hardware that lasts for like 6 to 8 years, and that's what everybody's planning on.
console released on November 15th, 2013. So it hasn't even been
It hasn't even been 3 years.
right. Yep.
It's dumb. Like the whole point of consoles is so the developers and the players have one set piece of hardware for a long period of time. That way, people don't have to buy new shit constantly, and so the developers don't have to develop for new hardware constantly. That's the whole point. Otherwise, we'd all be fucking playing PC games.
Yeah, but I think, dude, I don't think that model is going to be able to
I
just to
think the
hold
console
up.
model is kind of retarded right now. This is coming from a guy that has both a PS4 and Xbox One.
So do I. I don't think that's going to be able to hold up
Well,
because
it's because the consoles suck dick. They fucking
right.
suck.
Yeah, but hang on. Like if you made a console that was the baddest ass thing that you could make at the time and to quote unquote future proof it to make it good for 8 years in today's market, it wouldn't be
It would
price
be expensive,
competitive.
yeah.
Yeah, so like nobody would buy it. Or they would just buy a PC, which a lot of people do. So they have to make it cheap. So you're probably going to see more, but if they do that, what they need to do is at least make it 100% backward compatible. Like it's still going to suck because it's going to come out in 3 years. There's going to be some game that or what they need to do is make the new games like so if I play a PS4K quote unquote game on my PS4, it needs to be downgraded so that I can play it. You know what I mean? Like, and so
Yeah,
it still
see, but
looks
it's,
good,
it's
but
like it's such a headache for the developers, and like, just the whole point is to have one set piece of hardware be the same for a long period of time. That way, the developers can get all they can get out of the hardware, and so people don't have to constantly be buying new shit. Like that was like the whole point.
right.
But they
I
they
think it's
came
going
out
to
with the
change though.
console so dramatically underpowered that they just suck dick. Like the consoles just suck dick.
Well, the reason they're doing it is 4K though. Like, there's not like, I mean, Xbox need to do it because Xbox is fucking horrible in and of itself. PlayStation, not so much. I mean, if you look at Uncharted, I mean, those graphics
Yeah.
are fine
Well, I
for
mean,
like,
yeah, but they can squeeze a lot out of this hardware. Like these developers that like can like squeeze so much out of so little. Like if you look at Halo 4 on the Xbox 360 versus like Xbox 360 launch titles, it is night and day
Of course,
because they
of
just
course.
got so good at squeezing every little fucking drop out of the Xbox 360.
Yeah, of
And the
course.
same thing goes with PS3, obviously.
I don't mind it because I mean I guess I don't know. I can
Well, I
afford
mean,
it, I
you don't.
guess. And I want the nicest shit, so
Yeah,
like I don't
you have the
care.
disposable income and don't mind spending it, and I could buy the shit too. Like it's not a big deal, but I just don't like it for the because it's just retarded. Like I don't like it's not that I like can't afford it or refuse to buy it. It's just I just think it's dumb. Like the
I
whole
mean,
point of consoles is to have like one
I think
set
if
piece
they
of
have it,
hardware.
but consoles are playing on TVs, and more and more people are getting 4K TVs, and Blu-ray 4K is becoming like a thing. You know, and streaming in 4K is a thing. So more so, even over computers, like it makes more sense to have a 4K device. You know what I mean? Like it makes. I think 4K makes more sense than if they just did it to do like a Hertz upgrade or to do like a something else. Like I see why they're doing it, which would be bigger than VR is another thing that wasn't out 3 years ago that's out now, and like that's kind of the big deal. That's
Well,
why they're
I
doing.
think the big thing is that it's not so much. I don't think the big thing is that it's 4K.
Well,
I
it's
think the
VR
big
ready too.
thing. What?
It's
Well,
VR ready
yeah,
too.
VR. I think a little bit too, but I think the number one thing is that they can't like both consoles cannot deny that both of their systems are dramatically underpowered. Like they can't. A lot of these games can't even do 1080p on like a lot of these games are running at like 960p and stuff. Like they can't even do 1080. And like it's so far behind what the PC is
Well, I
that I
think
think
that's
they're seeing the
because
writing on the wall at this
well, I
point.
think that's because of the fucking like the development cycle of the consoles is forever. So I'm sure that the PS4 launched on 2013, right? It was probably mostly done by like maybe the end of fucking 2012. You know, like probably mostly, and they were doing like testing and logistics and other kinds of bullshit, getting it out to developers. So in that time, I mean, in 4 years, like we've gone from, I mean, what was the GTX card we had 4 years ago? A 580. You know what I mean? Like we've gone from that to this 1080 thing that's probably, I don't even know, 500% faster, if I had to guess. So I mean, technology is exponential; it's not linear. So consoles are going to have to figure out something else. Either they're going to have to update more frequently, or they're going to have to have modular upgrades, or they're going to have to be stream devices where like Microsoft tried to do when they had the Xbox One, where they offload some of the processing power, but I don't think that'll work. So I mean, they're going to do
Yeah, that's a
something.
latency issue.
You're not going to have the fucking Nintendo model that you had when Nintendo came out, where you they make a console that's good for 8 to 10 years. I don't think that's going to
Yeah,
be a
it's
thing
tough.
anymore.
It's I agree. Like it's gonna be tough for consoles to survive without any sort of like upgradability. But
But they're
that's
not going to
always
go
been the
away.
whole point of consoles is that
But they're not going to go away though. People want to play games on their couch. So in some form, there's going to be a device that lets you do that.
yeah, yeah, it's tough. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt to it. Console gaming has really let me down recently.
There's nothing I want to
Dude,
play.
I have an
Like
Xbox and a PS4 collecting dust. Literally, I see the dust on them right now.
I have,
It's
I bought my Xbox One and it came with the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. That is the only game that I have ever owned for my Xbox One.
you just buy it for the sake of buying it.
I bought it for like a streaming device for my little like home gym thing that I have. So I put it in there and I
Wow,
watched
that's
like
some big ball in there for a streaming device. You could have gotten a goddamn Roku for like $30.
yeah, I could have, but I also wanted to have it for like exclusives and other things, but there
You
haven't
wanted
been
to have
any
it for all those awesome Xbox One games that are never going to come out.
right, exactly. And
Dude, I have
a
an
lot of my
Xbox One. It had a short period of time where it played Halo 5, which is a
right.
pretty good game, admittedly. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Tuesday we've got Sony Final Fantasy 15, Nintendo Treehouse, Square Enix PlayStation. Wednesday we've got Xbox Daily, Persona 5, Square Enix again, Nintendo again, PlayStation Livecast again. Thursday is Xbox Daily, Square Enix again. What the fuck?
Yeah, Square Enix has got they've got a Final Fantasy coming out this year. And apparently a Final Fantasy movie too.
So there's gonna be what do they have to talk about for 3 fucking days?
The year's Final Fantasy comes out, it's a big deal. That's a big game.
I guess. I guess.
It's a really big
So,
game in Japan.
well, right. I mean, I get people love those things, but
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. I don't know. I kind of like those games a little bit, but then again, I've been no lifing Overwatch, so who knows if I'll actually get it.
right. Who knows? Who knows? Microsoft's new Xbox One S revealed in leak images. Oh, is it like a slim or something?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, 40% smaller and white. That's dumb. Anyway,
Dude, we haven't done the. I just realized how long we've been going. We haven't done the comments yet.
I know it's because we argued about Muslims and guns and
Yeah, no, I think people will enjoy it though.
Widowmaker
It's good to have little
for
debates. It's
yeah.
way better than the Circle Jerk podcast. Those are so fucking annoying. Where they're like, "I love Bernie Sanders, don't you? Yeah, he's the greatest." It's like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
the
fucking kill
Widowmaker
me.
debate was kind of cringy. I
What?
think for a lot of people, the Widowmaker argument would be a little cringy. That's all right.
Yeah, well,
All right, that's just because you were wrong. Moving on.
yeah,
So we're gonna do
probably.
the comments now.
I just get
Get
so
some web.
mad.
Get
That
some
shit.
web. You're pretty passionate about
Well,
it.
it's because
That's
every game for me, dude. Every game.
right. I know. Moving on. I agree. Get some webcams happening of you and your screen. So when you talk about a video, I can watch it. I understand it's a listen while you play, but if you have some cams going, I'm more likely to watch more. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
that's kind of like a. There's pros and cons to that.
Right. Get soda popping on this shit, please. Like you would actually do it. We should have Tally on. That's what we should do.
Yeah, Soda Pop. I don't know. Like, Soda Poppin was following me on Twitter for a while, and then he unfollowed me. So I guess he got sick of some shit I was tweeting. I don't know.
Um, I saw a video of Summit. Like apparently he lost like $100,000 of like CS:GO money or something on like a
Wait.
gambling thing.
Oh, I thought you meant the tournament. He had like he played. He was like subbing in for like a tournament player in this thing I was watching, and he won the game. Are you familiar with CS:GO, like the Molotov cocktails and stuff?
Kinda, sorta.
So anyway, he killed. I think he killed the guy with the Molotov cocktail and won the game. It was like him, and all he had to do was defuse the bomb. And it was just him in the game. No one else was alive. And he walked through his own fire, and the Molotov cocktail made and killed himself. And then they ended up losing the tournament
Nice.
that they would have won right there or some shit. That's what I thought you were bringing up.
Nope. He was. There's this thing called like CS:GO Diamonds, I guess. And
Yeah,
I don't. I
CS:GO's
don't.
got this big gambling culture in it.
Right. I don't. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what your I guess it's skins. I don't know what that means even. But
Yeah,
you
you're gambling skins that have real life value.
right. So he lost 5,000 or he lost 100,000 diamonds in a sitting, and apparently that was a big deal. But from what everything I could read, the diamonds don't have any like that you can't trade them in for
Yeah, see,
dollars.
that's the thing with the CS:GO skin worth. Like, people like to think, like, people always say, like, oh my god, it's a $500 skin, but, like, to actually cash it out, it's usually really exaggerated how much real money you could actually get for it. That's what I've noticed, is that the CS:GO community likes to really over exaggerate how much money these things are
Well,
actually
people say
worth.
that shit about like Eve too, right? Like they're like, I lost a $30,000 ship, and it's like, maybe you did. All right. Um, Doug is the manager of a gaming house. I guess you're talking about that other guest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I want to try to get him on. I think he'd be a good guest still.
Okay. Overwatch is consuming my life now. I play on 400 DPI and 7 in game. I actually started tweaking my sensitivity settings per dude. So like not a lot because then I don't want it to be all over the place. But for somebody like Widow or somebody that like I want lower sensitivity on,
Yeah, I know a few people that I play with that do that for like Mercy, for example, who's not a character you need to like be super precise with, but you need to be able to spin quick to jump to people and heal people and stuff.
right. Chinglish seems like someone you could have on the show. I watched one of his streams and like I don't know. I don't really know what I think about him. Is he like a friend of yours?
Uh, I guess a little bit. Not that he's not a friend, but I know him in passing, I guess.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I wasn't. I think I was watching him play like, what's that PlayStation game, Homeworld or Homeland: The Revolution? I was watching him play
Oh,
some
that's a
shit like that.
terrible game.
It's really bad. And I think that's why I didn't really like him because I was watching him play it and I'm like, oh, I don't want
Yeah,
to watch this.
that game is ass.
It's garbage. Turn my Overwatch sensitivity down, and I'm playing 10 times better. Thanks, Zymene. You're welcome, Volts League. If you're looking for a confidence boost, check out Reddit Small Dick Problems. All right, let's check it out. Reddit.com r small dick. This is gonna be a picture of Zyback. I don't. Oh wait. Okay. Let's see the topics. Pursuing women has only ever made my life worse. Regarding hormone abnormalities, the toilet paper roll measurement.
I like the
My
top post. This sub is so fucking depressing.
my story is a gay 23-year-old. I'm probably gonna kill myself in about a year. Jesus Christ.
You gotta do top of all time.
Top all time. I'm gonna Reddit noob. Just an opinion from a random girl who found this sub. This sub is so fucking depressing. My girlfriend sent me this in reference to my 3-inch penis. Unless I push it down to avoid doing so. How do you compensate? Okay, yeah, okay. I don't have. That's really sad.
All these dudes need to do is get wealthy. That's it.
Just get a cock pump.
Nobody cares about your small dick if you got a lot of money.
Just get a bath mate.
A bath mate?
You haven't heard about that? It's like the fucking it's just look it up, dude. I saw it on Dating Naked. This dude sells cock pumps and he was talking about it. It's like a fucking just look it up. Bath mate.
Fuck it, I'm done. I hate my body. Length 2 inches, circumference 3 inches.
That's really sad.
Hey, man.
All right. What are your thoughts on? I don't want to read that. Keosuke says yo 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 again.
He's very consistent, that one.
How you're describing Germany is exactly the same shit happening in Sweden. I think it was about a month ago, a news reporter in Sweden uncovered both media and police covered up a lot more than we expected when it comes to refugees and immigrants.
Yeah, dude, that's such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
They're so fucking, they're so worried about being considered racist that they will cover up the actual facts.
Yep. Cartmania says, I'm very high right now. Opinions of the podcast. Dopamean is awesome. Man came into the show after Dante and went off the deep end and made the show 10 times better. This is the only podcast where I know people's sense of morality is as fucked as mine. Hoping this makes it on the next podcast. You're welcome, buddy. We should have Dante back, by the way.
I don't know what he's up to. Let me see what he's been up to.
Fucking look him up, buddy. Let me get him back.
YouTube.com/Dante. Last time I looked, he hadn't made videos in forever.
He's probably in jail.
He hasn't made a video on his main channel in more than 2 months.
Let's we should get him on here, man, just to see what he's up to and talk about his life.
I want to get him on when I'm hoping that he comes out with a video where he's like, look, he's like, check it out, guys, things are going good, and they'll be like, yeah, let's have him on.
Nah, dude, get him on in his super depressed. It'll be really good.
I don't want that, dude.
It'll be good. It'll be really good.
What's up, Dante? Oh, not much. Finally ran out of hot dogs.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I would love it. That'd be so fun. It's sad for him, but funny for me. By the way, Nathan's are the only acceptable brand of hot dog if you ever eat a hot dog. I know you probably don't because you're in your little cut thing.
I actually did eat some hot dogs at work not too long ago.
Yeah, Nathan's
a cookout.
Only acceptable brand. Angela Merkel knows that letting refugees into Germany is cultural suicide, and she knows that opposition to it will rise. Conservative, blah, blah, blah. Get Doug next time, hopefully, but you should also talk to Chinglish.
Chinglish is actually somebody I could get on. Probably.
Love Dope's analogy of raid leader, guild leader to boss manager. Zyback, you have to stop leaning in and away from the mic. It causes...
Yeah, I know. That's a very valid criticism.
Dr. Gruvo forgot to mention you fucking dying every 30 seconds at the beginning of the podcast into your fucking microphone. You're like, hey, I'm gonna get fucking 3 times, which is fine. You probably couldn't help that. I wish Zyback streamed again.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really have the time for it anymore, and I've got a data cap now, And while I could stream
Oh.
some, I just don't care enough to.
Yeah,
I just don't have enough time to even make the YouTube videos I want to make, much less stream.
I was gonna do more videos. I haven't found content that I want to do that's interesting to me yet. I will, but I gotta start it out with something good. I'll figure it out. I was so crafty with Junkrat the other day. I put down my trap, then detonated the mine on a dude, and he flew through a window and landed on my trap and died. Ha ha ha. Okay. I went and watched an old Wildstar Nation podcast, and oh my god, Dope doesn't look anything like I was expecting. Lol. Plus, Zyback, why are you scared of women? You're hella skinny and should be slaughtering the puss on Tinder. I'm 300 plus and still get Tinder bitch all the time and add Dope on your friends list already, dick.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are you scared of women, Zyback?
I don't know. They're terrifying.
Fair enough.
I think that most people would agree with that.
What, women? Yeah, they're pretty crazy. Ever have a people of Walmart experience? You ever seen some crazy shit at Walmart?
Not really. I mean, I got into a confrontation with the dude that was on a power scooter.
Oh, that's right. When you called him
I
Meals
called him
on
Meals
Wheels.
on Wheels.
Right. Right. I
And
just
he's
saw
just being a
somebody.
real dick and it just irritating me. I'm
I
not a
saw
very
s-
confrontational person, but that shit just put me over the top for whatever reason.
Yeah. I'm a vegan and I've listened to every episode of this podcast. And that's from Average Aussie Scrub. All right.
That's good. I was expecting like an angry comment after the I'm a vegan part. I was expecting like, oh shit, here we go.
Right. You know that feeling you get when you make like a steak and like it's going on the grill and you just start like your mouth watering and shit and you haven't even eaten it yet, but you just know it's there. I wonder if vegans get that when they like mow their yard.
Jesus. That's
Andy
funny. That's
Lapisto
funny.
said, "As a European, your views on Europe and U.S. politics are pretty interesting. Keep trumping it up. By the way, there's already a pretty far right parties all over Europe, not just Germany. Europe has this weird moral hangover from World War II. So when you guys talk about North Korea and say we should just nuke those fuckers, GG, Europeans would be like, never again. Okay,
Oh yeah. Germany's probably still a little guilty. A little feeling pretty guilty about that
right.
shit, considering it wasn't even that long ago.
For some weird, you know what movie I just watched actually? I don't know why this came to my mind, but so I told you about I got that hack Fire Stick, right?
Yeah.
It's Dirty Grandpa. This is like the fucking funniest movie
Yeah,
I've
I've seen
seen
it.
in a long time. Like I can't believe De Niro actually took that role.
Wait. Oh, I'm thinking of Bad Grandpa. Never mind.
All right, that's the Jackass one with
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville. Dirty Grandpa has Robert De Niro and Zac Efron, and it's like the funniest fucking shit ever. Like
Yeah, I'll
really
check it
good.
out.
Yeah, you should check it out. Um, for some weird reason, I actually really like when you guys talk about how you plan to save money. I'm 19, earning about 800 pounds a month. I think that's like $4 US.
No,
Doing
that's
it.
like $1,200 US or some shit, right? Isn't the pound more than dollar?
Thanks. Yeah, it's a joke.
Oh.
I think it's like one and a quarter dollars per pound. Hang on,
Yeah, it's something
800
like that.
pounds in Zyback, 8.89 euro. So it's close. So 800 euros is $900. I'm doing an apprenticeship and my money just seems to slip through my fingers like after the first week. Going and eating out, man. That's what'll do it to you.
I think the big thing is the fixed costs. Like, I don't have a car payment. I don't have, like, I try to avoid any sort of, like, fixed payments that I have to make every month.
Right. So you
Um,
can flex your flexible spending.
yeah,
Can
that and
go.
I just try not to spend any money either. I'm a real frugal.
Like, yeah.
That, yeah, you don't want to have kids. You don't want to have pets. You don't want to have anything
Kids aren't that
that's...
expensive, bro. Like I got one and I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like
wait
I
till
don't
college, motherfucker.
well, okay, well that, but she's putting herself through college. Fuck that. I'm not putting her through college.
What a fucking responsible provider you are.
I put myself through college. She can put herself through college. She better get a fucking scholarship, not fuck off and suck dick in a bathroom, or she's gonna be unemployed as well. Let's see. Shredface says, I'm level 57 at the moment, 73, and it just gets better and better the higher you get. It does get more fun. It gets
So
more challenging.
yeah, to go back
I
to
think
your kid thing though, like the thing the thing is like not only is the kid expensive, but it's also taking away from like other things you could
Fun?
do.
Yeah,
Like it's
but there's
taking
other
up your
things that you save.
time.
You spend money though.
What?
So, like you spend money on the other things, or I used to. So, like, I probably
I
saved money
don't.
being a kid, obviously. Yeah, but I mean, like, normal people go out and have fun and stuff and buy things. Like,
Normal
so,
normal people have lives.
right. So, probably would be a
Whatever,
bigger cost to
motherfucker.
you.
I got.
They go through like diapers and shit, like a lot of diapers, dude. So many diapers. Like,
I
you
think
buy
having
a
a kid
pack.
is a lot more expensive than you're leading it on to be.
I don't think so, man. Like, okay, so they eat. I'll tell you what's expensive. So, once you get
Yeah,
all
wait
like
till
the,
like daycare.
hang on,
Wait till
bro.
that shit,
I don't have
motherfucker.
daycare. We're not doing daycare.
What are you doing?
She works nights. I work days. So and she works Fridays and Saturdays nights. So when I come home on Friday, I have the kid, and I pretty much have the kid until Sunday, when she wakes up and then has the kid. So we don't have to do daycare. Um, Overall, I think Widowmaker is the top of my nerf list, along with McCree killing tanks too fast. Other than that, Diva and Zenyatta need a buff.
That
And
is basically everything I want.
yep. What level are you now? I'm like
Like
60,
83.
65. Yeah, you played way more than me this past week. Um, Invite heels versus babyface in the show. I don't know what that means.
He's a WoW YouTuber guy. He might be a good one.
What his name is fucking heels versus
Heel
babyface?
versus babyface. It's a pro wrestling thing.
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard
It's
in my childhood.
yeah, it's dumb. Pro wrestling's pretty fucking retarded, but
Yeah,
essentially the heel is the villain and the babyface is the good guy. It's dumb.
that's really dumb.
So it's villain versus good guy. It's dumb. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
fucking
know.
stupid.
I don't know if it's on this fucking one, but somebody made a comment. Maybe it's here. I'll read it later. But about why I don't know anybody that when they come on the show, I prefer it that way, because that way, like a lot of people that listen to this shit don't know these people either, or maybe they do, but they don't really. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
think I
Like,
kind of like it too.
yeah, I prefer that. Are you gonna make Tracer tip and trick videos, kind of like Black Ops video positioning? And I feel like Bajiro would be a great and hopefully realistic guest.
Uh, yes, eventually, and yes, eventually, to both of those. I mean, I have a few Tracer videos already, so type in Zyback TV Tracer, you'll see them. Um, yeah,
Okay.
eventually.
Have Mercator on the podcast. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, maybe. I think he'd be a good one. And
Who-
he's a WoW, another ex WoW YouTuber, pretty big. He's got like 150,000 subscribers, even though I don't think he does much anymore. Used to be a real big deal back in the WoW days, kind of like I was. Um,
Real big deal.
yeah, real big deal.
Okay. People knew you.
Yep.
All right. Who cares if Maynard dies? Tool hasn't released an album in 10 years. I would care a lot, and I would be sad. I would love to see Pyro Cynical on here, although it's not related, but he's a funny dude, and I think it'd be a good episode. I don't know who that is. What happened to Paragon? They quit. Oh, no. I doesn't think he means the guild. I think he means the game. Like, I'm not playing it anymore. Are you
Oh,
still playing it?
Oh, did I answer that question?
No.
Oh, Paragon, the MOBA? Like, I mean,
I
it's
think that
still around. I just haven't played it.
he either needs that or he means the fucking WoW
It
guild. And I'm
probably
sure
means the
the
game.
MOBA.
Um, I just have been playing a lot of Overwatch. Like, I'm not a huge MOBA guy, but that is my favorite MOBA. So, I don't know. I just haven't been playing it.
Zyboner is the word of the show. Hanzo is pretty amazing if played right. This is going to trigger you. He can strafe and shoot quicker than Widow. You can also hit some crazy downward angle shots if your target is barely out of sight. I love playing Hanzo.
You sound like one of those people I don't want on my team.
The problem with Widow is her ult is not shouted, and it needs to be. Her ult is extremely powerful, and sometimes you're out of the range of her voice line, or it is dampened. Other than that, it takes 1 second to charge 10 bullets in a magazine if you're sniping, which is normal amongst most FPS games. Like the AWP and CSGO can shoot almost at the same rate and is one shot body shot. She is a lot like Bastion. That when you play around her, play against her, she becomes a lot like Strong. But if you leave her alone, she's God amongst men. I think the ult is the main problem. I think her ult should be shouted. It's not though. Like I never know. When her ult's
It
on.
is, but it isn't. So it's like she says like some shit in French, but it's really quiet, and it's not. It needs to be like Hanzo, like we need that for the fucking Widow ult.
I don't think he goes ha pa 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 pa
He
pa.
goes and
He
fucking
actually
fires
what does
off a
he
dragon.
say? I actually know what he says.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's like Ryu something H whatever. I don't
Ryuga
know. Fuck.
Teki no Waka. It's like dragon consume my
Oh
name.
yeah. It's like and Genji's is like the dragon is something else. Yeah.
Taste the blade of the dragon god. That's what he actually says. Every week, Dopamean goes up one level on the autism scale. He's currently about a 7 out of 10, and eventually he will assume his final autistic form. Pound sign never go full Dopa. All right, I agree. Hopefully
You haven't said anything like autistic this show yet. This is like a record.
I tried to at the beginning, but you just didn't get it. So then it just was really awkward, and then we moved on. It was like all those jokes that were like meant to be jokes, but you just thought they were stupid, and you didn't get it, so we moved on. That was kind of autistic.
Yeah, they're probably really bad jokes.
They were decent. You just didn't get them, like you do with most of my jokes. So we just moved on.
Most of your jokes that you think are funny, like, just aren't funny, and I just don't even know that they're jokes. Like the times where you say where you like say you insult me, and then I just don't acknowledge it, and then we move on. Like most of the times that happens, it's because it wasn't funny at all, and it just got no reaction.
No, I think it's because you can't tell when I'm joking, which is highly enjoyable to me. Is that some of the ridiculous shit that I say is obviously a joke, but you don't really know if it is. So we just sit here in awkward silence, and then we just move on, and that makes me really happy. A scope shot uses 3 rounds, so she gets 10 before having to reload. Zyback, do your coworkers know you have a YouTube channel? I think if they knew what horrible things were said here, you would be fired by now.
They know.
Oh, okay. They don't watch it probably because they don't.
No.
It's his fucking family. They're not gonna fire him. He's the heir to the throne, dude. He's got a fucking trust fund. They're not gonna fire him.
I don't think I'm the heir to the throne. I don't think I want the throne.
The heir to the throne, dude. And the throne comes in leather and cloth.
But no, they know because when I got my YouTube silver play button, I had it delivered there because I'm there more than I'm here on the weekdays.
Right.
So they saw that and they thought it was pretty cool.
I hope my work never finds out that I do this fucking show. I don't.
They
care.
won't.
Yeah, they might. If I run for office one day. Dope. Are you gonna do some tips and tricks and commentaries on your channel? Maybe, but for only things that I know a lot about, like
and this
WoW.
is why Hanzo is better than Widowmaker.
No, I wouldn't do that. I never said that, by the way. That was your opinion. I mean, I'm not really that like my shit would be more like it'd be different. I think too many people do that tips and tricks bullshit. It would be different than that.
Oh, I disagree. I think a lot of the tips and tricks stuff has died off. Because when I went looking for Overwatch tips and tricks videos, I couldn't fucking find them.
Look up Genji guide.
Genji is the one.
You'll learn in like.
Well, no. I'm talking about actual tips and tricks, not like guides. Like the guide videos for Overwatch are literal aids. It's like Genji Shuriken does 33 damage. Like I know that shit. I want actual like tips. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, no, there's videos, dude. There's plenty of them.
Not that many of them. Not that when I was looking. Like I was looking for Junkrat tips and tricks, like for like little specific things, and most of them were like
throw your fucking mind on the ground.
Most of them were like Junkrat's E ability is a trap that gets people snared in it.
Right.
You want to put that next to the fucking mines. It's like no shit, you fucking idiot. Like I'm looking for like advanced shit. I'm looking for like C4 jump spots and like I'm looking for that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I don't think tips.
There are not a lot of there are a lot of tip videos that are about the abilities, but there are not a lot of like map min-max videos.
That's what I've done, like with my tracer videos.
Right, like for example, I don't know, I think I saw it on Seagull stream, maybe.
Seagull actually gives out good tips where he's like this is the Genji animation cancel. Right. Where you fucking right click F shift whatever.
Right. Well, there was on Volskaya when you're attacking, instead of going through that little archway, your Reaper, Tracer, or Genji, you can go around the left, right? Like I saw that on his stream, I think.
Yeah, like alternate routes, that's good stuff. I mean, most of that stuff's pretty obvious, but there are some good alternate routes. like on Temple of Anubis, like the attacking. There's a wall, like you know where the big health pack is, up on
Yep,
the.
you can go up and over the
You can go
wall.
up that wall, and I didn't know about that because that wasn't in the beta.
Right.
That wall used to be solid for the longest time, and then
Do
they added that archway.
you can do Lucia wall running on Ilios too, like the one
Yeah, like
where
that's the
it's
kind of stuff I like. A lot of those alternate routes aren't really that effective though because they take so long to do that like a lot of the really intricate ones where it's like this is how you can wall run around the entire map as Genji. And it's like, wow, you just spent like 35 seconds doing that. Like I don't really think that's particularly worth it.
right.
But some of them are good. Like I'm going to make
Uh,
one for Soldier with the helix jumps cuz there's a few that are sick.
all right. Anyone with their ideologies as their identities would make the worst guest. Fuck atheism prod. Okay. I don't know what she put out, but
Oh,
okay.
I think I get what he means though.
Right. Widowmaker, nothing about McCree, blah blah blah. We already talked about that. That was a long discussion, by the way. I have an 88% win rate. I'm level 16. Yep, that shit's gonna go down.
Yep. He's just not in the right MMR bracket
Right.
yet.
Um, Hanzo is a lot more fun than Widowmaker to me. More
I
close
agree.
range potential. Widowmaker also feels easier to land shots with. Was pretty boring. Also, holy shit, the thing with the throwing motion makes a massive difference. Go try it out the practice range. It's ridiculous. What's going to happen with Bajira? We already talked about that. Your microphone's fucked up. We talk about that. Why does Dope never? There's the comment. Why does Dope never know anything about the guest? Already addressed that. I guess we only got one question. You guys need to fucking pick it up with the questions because we haven't got any fucking questions and they've been dying off. That's what you need. You need that or life
I want the
advice.
life advice section. I want the like, hey,
Help me with this problem.
whatever sort of life advice question you want answered. I
Actually,
want that to be a staple because I
I
know
was
some
thinking.
podcasts do that and it's always funny as fuck.
I was thinking about that for my first video was not life advice, but like how to for like someone that doesn't have a lot of money, like how to get into investing and like how to make a personal investment account and like things to look for and explaining like dividend percentages and
Well, it's
ex
pretty hard to
dividend
get into
dates.
investing without any money though.
No, not really.
Kind
No.
of.
And if you look for the right funds, if you look, you know what I mean? Like,
It took me $3,000 just to get started.
no, you need $500 to get into Scott. See, this is why a good video would be good. I can help people. Not you, but people. Zyback, would you eat 3 weeks of dopamine shit for $4 million? Dopamine, would you eat 2 months of Zyback shit since he has baby shits for
I
$4
like
million?
that. You gotta eat.
So 3 weeks of my shit or 2 months of your shit, which is what, 4 times as long? Yeah, 12. No, 2 months. So 8 weeks. So
Are you eating things in combination with the shit or just shit? Because I think eating shit for 3 weeks would kill you.
I think you can. I think you just
If
have
it's
to eat
if
the
you
shit,
just
but you can eat other things too.
okay, so if you, yeah, dude, I'd eat shit for 3 weeks of shit for four
3
million
weeks
dollars.
of my shit.
You don't shit that. Okay, so you shit a good amount in 3 weeks, but it's not that much. Because I know I shit like
Dude, if
once
that
or
was
twice
coming,
a week, like
if
real
that
real
was,
nice
if I
shits.
knew, wait, see, I think
If
what
you knew, you'd
if I
sabotage
knew
me.
that was coming, you would be wrecked, dude. You would get like you would eat like like fucking Chipotle fucking like spicy salsa shits. It would be you couldn't even stomach it. It would be that bad. I would make it the awfulest shit in the entire world. You wouldn't even be able to eat it. You would have to drink it out of a fucking pitcher.
Oh,
That's how bad it would
I
be.
feel like I could tough it out. If I got to
No
eat
way.
things in combination with it, like obviously if you eat three
You get
weeks
a
of
shit
shit, it's gonna
chaser?
kill you. But
Do you
I
get a
think you can
chaser?
tough it out.
What would you chase it with? Would you chase it with beer? Like water? Like see, water would do no good. That would
I think
There's
it might be
already
one of
gonna be
those
water.
things where you just like
I wouldn't give you a convenient like kielbasa log to eat. It wouldn't be that. There would be some effort into taking it. I don't think I could do it. I'm kind of getting sick just thinking about it, honestly.
yeah, it's pretty
Like
disgusting. But
2 months of
$4 million.
shits.
See, this is one of those things where if you didn't do it, you could potentially regret it.
No,
Because there's so many times in life
I don't
where you'd
think-
be like, man, if I'd have had that $4 million.
God, 2 months of shit is a
Well,
long
for you,
time.
that's the thing. Yours is way shittier than mine. Mine's 3 weeks. 3 weeks of
Yeah.
shit is like 6 good shits I need to eat.
Wait, for me? 3
Yeah.
weeks?
How many times do you shit in a week? I shit like once or twice.
That's
Like one
two
or two.
shits a week? Dude, you're gonna
I
be eating like 3 shits a day. Like 2 or 3 shits a day. Like 2 shits a week? Are you fucking serious?
dude, you shit a lot. Then what the fuck?
I shit
Dude,
like
I get like
twice a
one or
day.
two like really good shits every week.
Nope, there's a morning shit that
But then
happens
again, I'm on this like fucked up diet, so that's a thing.
pretty much whenever I get to work. There's a morning shit that happens. And then there's usually like an afternoon I get home from work shit and maybe one before I go to bed, but maybe not.
How many
I'd say
pounds would you say this is?
the in shit.
Yeah, if you had
I
to
mean
guess.
it's I don't know, probably a solid pound or pound and a half of shit a day.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. Oh man, that's gonna be brutal.
Yeah, it's not gonna be
See,
pleasant.
I feel like you could. Yeah, I think I can still tough it out. 3 weeks, $4 million.
If you puke, you don't get any of it.
I could tough it out.
No fucking way. I'd
I
pay
could
$4
tough it
million
out.
to bet you that you couldn't do it. And again, if I knew it was
I
coming,
would figure out a way how to just like slam it down the hatch without it like almost not even counting. Like I'd like plastic wrap my entire mouth. Like I'd like glad wrap my entire mouth, and then just swallow it. I'd
I
do
guess
some shit
you know
like
those little,
I'd
like,
find a
you
way
know those,
around
like,
it.
you know those like Hawaiian Punch fucking drink packets.
Oh,
that you
dude, what
cut-
I'd do if it was liquid shit, I would get like a keg and like you know how they do the keg whatever benders, or they just shoot it down the hatch.
Shotgun?
No. It's not shut.
Keg
What is
stand?
it? Binge like the binge drinking where they
Keg,
like
keg
they
stand?
take the tube and they like open their throat up and they like just shoot it straight down.
Right.
I'd do
keg
some
stand.
shit like that. I think
With
I could
shit-
tough it out for
with shit water.
$4 million.
No way. There's no way. You can't do it. So
Like
your
how-
answer would be yes. You would do it.
Yeah,
I would need to negotiate the 2 months. 2 months is way too long.
2 months is a lot. And while my shits are tiny, they're fucking fierce. Like I have a feeling they're awful because it's like so much protein.
Yeah.
Like, surely all that factory farm chicken.
I could promise you though that eating a turd nugget would be a lot more palatable than drinking a turd soup.
So there's two schools of thought, right? So the
No, there's not.
so
There's
here's the
definitely
thing.
not.
Here's the thing. Okay, so if it's liquid, you can shoot it down the hatch. Like you can do like a kegger and just shoot it straight down your throat and not even taste it. But if it's solid, you have to like break that shit up. Like, you can't just swallow it. I'd rather do the liquid. I feel like the liquid would be easier to just
Dude, one for
fire
one
and forget.
turd log to like cup of liquid. I'm going turd log all day long.
Well, so I wonder if it's against the rules to like blend up the turd.
Oh, dude, that's fucking horrible. I'm not doing it. I'm out.
What if you
I gotta
just
be-
add some Frank's Red Hot?
Oh,
It would be
God.
so bad.
That'd be better. That'd be better.
I put that shit on everything.
Even your turds.
Even
All
your
right.
actual shit.
You got anything else? I think I gotta be done. I'm getting the wife aggro, man.
No, that's it. We went for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed Hive Mind number 30. We'll see you again next week. Check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you want to watch us. Check us out there, and we'll see you again next week. Have a good one.